Good evening and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan, Jason Newsham, glad to have you along tonight. You know, normally when you do a football game, you try and pick your schedule around what's the homecoming game going to be? Because Akron Fairgrove for years has been the homecoming team, but they're a much better football team this year than years past.
They are, and I tell you what, their last 2 weeks playing Ashley North Huron, one-score games, gives them the confidence that as they throw the ball around the field, which they like to do a lot, gives them a lot of confidence coming in here tonight to St. Stan's Field.
Well, in the last 2 weeks, 2 meaningful fourth-quarter possessions, which we talk about a lot.
We do, and it's important to understand what that means is you have to be in a situation to understand as a player what it's like. It's not just putting in your reserves and hoping that they can understand, but when your starters are playing meaningful minutes in the fourth quarter, it really gives you the confidence as you guys proceed through the season. And now we're in Week 8. And now they can really be a spoiler tonight because All Saints is on the uptick and looking for a playoff berth this year.
Well, and wins this week and next week should. I mean, last year you thought at 6-3 everything was in place, but I don't know what the football gods did to make that not happen. But I believe this year, if they went out to this week and next, they could get in. But the speculation is if they get in, they might end up having to go to Au Gres in week 1, which will be a handful.
Well, I think right now for Coach Gus, it's focusing on Akron Fairgrove. You know, we were up a couple weeks ago when they played Peck. And the best part about that game, even in a loss, it turned the rest of your season every week into a playoff game. So it's not about being or getting to the playoffs. Every week they have been playing since then has been a playoff game. So they're almost getting tested every week in terms of making sure that they are ready for the season to continue on into the postseason. So, you know, this is going to be another opportunity for them to take this game and really try and build it on toward Week 9.
When you're on a run and you have a freshman quarterback, which in my opinion is not a freshman anymore, he's developed past that, but I think a very pleasant surprise is Mr. Wetters this year.
Yeah, you know, Jack came into the program, you know, kind of everyone knew a little bit about him, but, you know, putting a freshman into your, inserting him into that slot, you know, takes a lot of confidence from your coach. But more so from the players because, you know, the seniors are looking down going, hey, we've always had so-and-so or we've always had so-and-so. And now all of a sudden we've got this kid, so to speak, coming in and taking the plays. And I think their acceptance of him and also his ability to throw the ball pretty well and get everybody involved makes it a lot easier to not just accept him but make him almost an intricate part of their unit.
You talk about stability. Other than Coach Coquillard, second in the Bay County ranks as far as coaching years and experience as Coach Gus, and that stability makes a big difference.
Yeah, you know, he had a run when they were still playing 11-man, which it seems like forever ago now. And then there were, you know, a couple of years there. Then they went to 8-man. And Eric is a All Saints guy through and through. He's a Bluetooth, you know, or a blue blood, as I'm looking at things, but a blue blood, and he loves All Saints. So getting that opportunity to come back was a no-brainer for him. But more importantly, is once he kind of understood the 8-man game and understood what he had coming up, now he's able to play a little bit more and almost be the coach that he's always been. You know, and not just as a JV coach in the system or not just as the varsity coach of the 11-man, but now he's able to take this 8-man game and really mold it to what he wants. And he's got a quarterback, he's got some receivers, young quarterback that he's able to build around. So it's exciting for him because now he's able to see some light at the end of that tunnel.
Well, you got the celebration of the 1972 state championship team on top of everything else tonight. This should be fun.
Well, you know, we did the 72 team earlier this year with Bay Central, and it's always great. And I don't care if it's 8-man, if it's 11-man, if it's 25-man out there. You know, when they get back out here, this field has so much history to it. We talk about Bay Central as, you know, the historical field, but you used to have to play games here on Saturday at 1 o'clock because there were no lights. You know, we were after Wrigley Field, you know, and I still remember Coach Bizo putting the lights in himself. So, you know, there's so much history here, and especially for those teams that played early. Like Friday nights, they would go to watch their friends play at Garber. They would go watch them at Central. They'd go watch them at Handy. And then on Saturday, everyone would come here to St. This place was packed. The bleachers on the other side. I mean, it was just a different atmosphere for those guys. It was a different animal back then, and you can agree because you were part of it and you were around it back then. But for those guys to come back and see the baby blue and the Carolina blue and let them go out there and do the thing. It's going to be exciting. I mean, it's exciting because we have Wetters. We got Bo Williams, who didn't play a couple weeks ago. He's back. I'm excited to see him get out there. He adds a different dimension and a different dynamic to this offense. And last week, they found a new player because Antonio Salinas is their fullback. And last week, in the fourth quarter, they started giving the ball to Chris Pope. And Chris Pope goes for 65 yards on a couple carries. So now Coach Gus has all these different options, and they're all getting healthy, and it's all getting closer to postseason. So lots of things going in his direction right now.
Expecting a jam-packed house tonight for homecoming here, Week 8, with a whole lot in the balance on the line tonight. That puts the wraps on our Covenant Healthcare-sponsored pregame show. Back with all the game action in just a moment on BCTV.
In the fight against cancer, you are never alone. The Covenant Cancer Care Center pledges to stand by you every step of the way. And standing with us now is MD Anderson Cancer Network, a program of MD Anderson Cancer Center, one of America's leading cancer care providers. This extraordinary affiliation gives families unprecedented access to world-renowned cancer treatment plans close to home. Together, we can fight cancer, hand in hand.
Good evening and welcome tonight on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham. Glad to have you along. Nick Page upstairs, filming, directing, and producing. This should be a fun one tonight in a packed house, Jason.
Oh, it's a great crowd. Homecoming. A lot of people still coming in right now. And, we're ready to see the Akron Fairgrove Vikings kick off to the All St. Cougars.
So the Cougars, at least in theory, will have their hands on the ball first.
In theory, we never know if it's going to be We've seen some crazy things this year.
We'll find out. It'll be a high, deep end-over-end kick going to be taken by the Cougars at their 12-yard line.
About the 12-yard line by the Cougars.
Number 2 right there, Bo Williams with a nice return back up to the 35.
Bo, another one of those freshmen that are really starting to develop here for the All Saints Cougars.
Yeah, each week we're reading a little bit more about numbers. They're increasing, whether it's his receiving numbers, whether it's his running numbers, but he just continually seems to improve week to week and, came back from an injury and bounced back well.
Well, coming back from injury, he will be an intricate part.
And, we're going to move the ball a little bit over. We got to use the wrong sideline, I'm sorry.
Yep, as that is set up also in part for our youth ball on Saturdays. So the officials are trying to get things together.
Let everybody know what's going on. The
chain crew.
Well, if you're watching the game, on the TV, the chain crews, and they're working their way there. But you're going to notice a couple lines on the field, kind of like a Canadian Football League. So the inside of each of the sidelines is going to be the 8-man football sideline. So you're still playing 100 yards, but you're playing a little bit less on each side. So in case you're wondering why they move the ball over away from the hash, that is it. They have to move it over to stay in conjunction, coordination. I'm not sure the right word is, but they need to stay in something with the 8-man field.
And now that the chains appear to be stretched out
and falling apart.
They had a piece come off of the bottom, so they've got a spare set inside. They may be utilizing them here shortly.
Well, in the meantime, we can talk about any other rule changes that, from your experience with the 8-man game?
Nope. With 8-man, everything else pretty much is the same, but there is a whole lot of wide open area here. So look for an open football game tonight as both teams enjoy spreading out the field. Handoff going right up the middle for a modest gain of about 2 yards on the play is big number 44, and that is Chris Pope. And Chris Pope is one of the people trying to replace Mr. McDonald. And he was a huge loss for this club earlier in the season.
He was, but his encouragement, being on the sideline and being that consummate teammate has really helped the rest of the group.
Into the backfield again, another great stop defensively as Bo Williams just got his hands on the ball, secured it, looked up,
and saw White.
And he definitely had no opportunity to go anywhere. They're going to say about a 2-yard loss on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 11 yards to go. So the Cougars have got to make something happen here on this big 3rd down play, as the Viking defense on the first 2 plays has been very stellar.
A little late addition there as Charlie Warren runs onto the field in place of Pope, number 44. So our Wetters can be dangerous right here.
He throws that ball to the middle, and it's a little bit underthrown and intercepted. As going down the field is Griffin Johnson, and he's going to go coast to coast into the end zone. It's an Akron Fairgrove Viking touchdown.
That right there, I think you're looking at something that Mr. Wetters saw that he didn't get enough on it. I think if he would have got a little bit more air on it, maybe Williams was cutting behind it. Unfortunately, just didn't get enough on it. And all of a sudden, the linebacker is sitting right there thinking, I'll take that one.
Well, and I think part of the problem was, too, I think the depth that the linebacker got on that drop, I don't think that Wetters maybe thought that he could get back that deep and that he was going to be able to float that ball in. Attempt of a 2-point conversion. Quarterback keeper looks like he's going to be a little bit short of the end zone, and that's Karpovich. The extra point is no good. Time out of the field with 10:28 left in the first. It's 6-0 Akron Fairgrove over the All Saints Cougars. Back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on BCTV, as when you say 3 and out, it was 3 and out with 6 on the other end. So.
I tell you what, they got Warren back there, Williams back there right now for Austin. Both are capable returners, but not the start that Coach Gus was hoping for. But, I mean, what coach would want their first possession to end up in an interception being returned for a touchdown? So
there's a line drive going down the middle of the field. Little indecision for a moment as to who was going to pick it up. Now trying to make something happen out of anything. A little bit slick on the turf as the return man on that play was Warren.
Yeah, Charlie
blew a tire.
As I say, looked like he wanted to make a great move. The move just never materialized. So we'll be 1st and 10 around the 15-yard line. So, a little bit different starting field position on possession number 2 for the Cougars.
As they get that ball to the sideline, and it'll be 1st and 10 as we've still got 10:23 left in our first quarter of play. Wetters up under center now with an high backfield. As they do the handoff up the middle, and I believe there's going to be a gain of about 2 yards on the play, maybe 3, as the defense still very, very stellar. And I'm looking for that running back.
Picked up about 3.
It might have been Wetters on the keeper. I couldn't really tell. There was a mass of humanity there.
Well, right now it brings up a 2nd and 7. Wetters gets the call from the sideline, goes back out there. We talked about maybe a pitch to Warren, maybe trying to keep Pope going up the middle. Salinas is another option to get the ball up the middle, but getting Williams on the outside, I think, is going to be key.
Well, and look at the way the defense is packed in against him. There is the handoff to the outside. A little bit of real estate.
Real room over there.
And it's very funny because you see him on that pitch, and you got to remind yourself that 8-man field is smaller. It looked like he had more room to roam, but you're confined a little bit by what's going on the sideline. Still a very nice 5-yard gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and a short 2.
You say confined? The things we make up here.
Well, it's in the thesaurus someplace. You just haven't seen it. 3rd down and a short. as they bang up the middle. That ball carrier once again was Pope. Pope is very close to that first down marker, and I believe he may have it. It's right on the line. They'll give him the
on the
first.
line, it should be good to go. There you go. As I say, if it's on the white line and you start at the 15 and you're somewhere near the 25, you're pretty much golden.
So coming in with the next play, Charlie Warren. As Weathers comes back from the sideline again, 8:43 left in our first quarter of play. And it is a great night for football. Again, as the dew hits, as nighttime falls, could get a little bit moist on the field. So we'll check the footing as the evening goes on.
A little 52 degrees here at game time at kickoff. So I think it's only supposed to drop down just a little bit as Weathers going to keep that one. And that one is going to go nowhere as number 8 steps up, Wyatt Erdody. I would say he was the spy for Weathers on that play, and he absolutely did not go with the flake and just shut the play down. Absolutely. I thought, he did a nice job of reading it off, but you have assignments. Doesn't matter if it's 11-man football or 8-man football. You have assignments, and you have to make sure that you maintain it. And as much as we talk about, different integrity and gap integrity and things of that sort, at the end of the day, you've got to make sure that you have your job and you do your job.
Read and react on that play caused a 2-yard loss. Weathers back to throw. He's going to try and run to the outside, and he runs out of real estate. Karpovich on the outside with a nice open field tackle, and there might be another loss of a yard on the play. That's, going to get back to the line of scrimmage, 3rd down and about 12 yards to go. So Akron Fairgrove's defense has really stepped up.
Yeah, I mean, it's Karpovich is the quarterback for the Vikings. We haven't had a chance to see him on the offensive side of it yet. However, you can't ask a better person to understand what that quarterback might be seeing at that time. So for him to be able to go out there and go, okay, I know what you're looking at, and now you're looking at me.
Well, and this will be interesting on this 3rd and 12 play. Now they're spreading out the defense, so we'll find out what fruit that may bear. Weathers is back, and he's thrown over the middle, and it's an incomplete pass. As the uniqueness of this 4-man officiating crew is the umpire, which tonight is Mr. Michael Carter, almost has to play a hybrid between the umpire and the back judge. So you saw him about 15 yards downfield on that play, trying to make a good angle at the play back there, and the incomplete pass will result in a punting situation for the Cougars.
Yeah, again, we're talking about what you want to draw up as a coach. This is not what you were hoping for. You thought maybe going into this game we could get another victory, and it's not that it's out of the question, obviously. We're 2 possessions in. However, you wanted to get off to a little bit better start.
Very nice kick, and that's going to take a good Cougar roll, and it's going to come dead right on the freshly painted 40-yard line. At that point, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Akron Fairgrove Vikings.
Yeah, I just, you sit there, and as a coach, you always want to see how your first quarter is going to go. You always try and, in your head all day, whether it's at work, whether it's in the office, whether it's at the house, you always have some idea how you want your first quarter to go, your first possession to go. And I can tell you right now, Coach Gust, this is not what he was thinking about while he was planning his first 2 possessions.
Well, he did get an opportunity to see in both the spread and the tight what happens.
Right. Yeah, so, he's down on the ground. His knee hit the ground, so... that's the other thing. So many times, a player will blow a tire, especially in the conditions like this, whereas as the dew starts to build and the colder air starts to get in, and once your knee hits the ground, what's your natural reaction? Get back up and run as fast as you can.
Well, in that situation too, and it's not a perfect pitch, then your focus goes off anything you're trying to do other than gather in the ball, and by the time he gathered into the ball, he was down, but he had company.
Well, the Air Vikings right there starting off their first play with a little run, so let's see if they're going to go back to the air, and they're not. They're going to keep it on the ground. Another nice run is Luke Dangler, number 16 for the Cougars, in on the hit.
Number 6, Johnson, the ball carrier. So Johnson gets about 7 or 8 yards on the play. That'll bring up a 3rd down and long 7-yard to go situation as the Cougar defense puts them in a very makeable defensive position to make it. See what happens on this pass-happy offense here, what they do on third down.
2 runs as Dorian McNary was the other Cougar in on the tackle with Dangler. You know, every time we've thought about what teams like to do or what they want to do, they always show us that, no, we're not going to do that. We're a running team, but we're going to pass it tonight.
A third run in a row as Johnson, the ball carrier, is going to be stopped at least a yard short of the first down as he gets up to the 49-yard line. So, you throw the script right out
absolutely.
the window as you've got a situation where they pass up teen times a day, and now they are deciding to just chuck it on the ground. And, they've made on 3 plays, they've gone up.
They've gone 6 yards back, and they've gone 15 yards forward. So
it's 5 yards per carry right now. That would make Jeff Beisel happy.
Absolutely. Speaking of All Saint legends,
he is in the house, 4th and 1, as Johnson gets met right in the hole by the All Saints Cougar defense.
Linebacker Luke Dangler again. I tell you what, Dangler, Oaks was on the Oaks-Lene on the last play, and those are some small guys down there, so it's going to be a battle of wills.
Yeah.
We sit here in week 8, and again, we watch a little bit of film, but these guys are watching it from week 1 and what they did and how they did it. There's not a lot of surprises going on right now, except for the fact that Akron Fairgrove is going to try and run it.
Yeah, we'll see one of these times if they decide to pass the football.
Oh, he's even left-handed.
And that ball goes in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Erdody. Erdody had good defense on him, so the pass just a little bit overthrown and comes back to the line of scrimmage. So success running the football, yes. First attempts in the air, not so much.
Well, what do we talk about it week in, week out? You got to throw the ball. You want to make sure that it's going to help open up your run. Dorian McNary for the Cougars, number 27, had great defense there on Erdody, and at the end of the day, it's 2nd down and 10, and let's see what the Cougar defense can dial up.
3-man front. Looks like they may be coming with a blitz package. And the blitz package pays off.
Luke Dangler again. We're going to say his name a lot tonight.
Blitzing linebacker as Johnson was shut down before he even had a chance to see as Dangler timed that snap perfect and got between the guard and the center and was virtually untouched into the backfield.
Well, isn't that half of the battle is being able to get, you're either going to be offside, you're going to make a great play. Typically, in that situation for Luke, was able to get back there and make the hit and wrap him up. And once he wraps you up, there's a good chance you're not going to be released.
And the beauty of him blitzing is now he can fake a blitz and really rain havoc on the offense. Now they're coming with a blitz from another angle as the pass downfield is completed on the play. And a little spin move by Erdody as he gets down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line before he's finally brought down by the Cougars' Levi Johnson.
Yeah, I think that was a little underthrown, and I think even Erdody had a chance to look to see if somebody else was going to be the intended receiver and realized that, no, that's for you. So he slowed down and put his arms out. Unfortunately, it looked like
it was a pretty soft pass. First down and 10 yards to go for the Vikings from Akron Fairgrove as they are marching down the field for their first time. The first was a pick 6 on their score. So as we're down to the 3:05 left in our first quarter, trying to get that ball on the outside. Johnson turns the corner. Great open field hit.
Dorian McNary again, number 27 for the Cougars.
And Johnson was brought down as McNary, a very, very sure tackling. But you go between the thigh pad and the knees, you're going to bring people down on 9
out of 10 times. Yeah, I was going to say, great fundamentals right there. And here's the thing: is a high school, he's a freshman. So, to be able to put your head down, get your shoulder down, square him up, and make sure you make the tackle.
A couple of weeks ago, I did the 8th grade here, and there are some very talented 8th graders coming up next year, too, which will be able to make an impact on this varsity. So, and a couple of years down the road, when these freshmen are juniors and seniors and the group behind them are there, I think there's something really special in the works here for the Cougars. Back trying to pass the ball, going to try and throw that thing up and get rid of it. Superb defense by the Cougars.
McNary again. Dorian McNary.
He has been all over the field, and boy, the Cougars wish they had that one back. They had the quarterback
dead to center.
Yep,
Yeah.
just sitting back there ready to be dropped for about a 7 or 8 yard loss, but still 3rd down and 5, so the Cougars in a workable defensive situation here.
Well, I think, we're talking 4-down territory anyway. So, again, if you're talking 3rd and 5, if you can get 3 or 4 yards on this play, but even at 4th and 5, you don't have to throw away the playbook. There's options for you.
So on this big 3rd down and 5 yard to go situation, Karpovic gives a little jet sweep action, and a great run that time by Deal.
Hands it off to Deal.
As Deal gets very close to that 1st down marker, it looks like he's probably going to have it.
Yep, they're going to give it to him. Well, he had to get a yard, but McNary had the tackle there. But, again, you have the guy going in that jet sweep form, and at some point you're going to give it to him, and then you just hope to catch it. You're going to catch that defense with their heels on the ground, and McNary tried to stop him, just got a 1 yard past the 1st down marker, and the Vikings will march on.
The Cougars have done a very nice job of sure tackling when they've gotten to the plays, so Karpovic looked like it was a high snap. He gets it to Johnson. He turns around the corner on the outside and going to pick up about 9 yards on the play. So they are really pinching in on the defensive end on the left side for the Cougar defense. And they've had a couple of plays in a row that have bared fruit to that point. They're going to say he was out of bounds, though, after a gain of about 7 on the play. And again, hard for us to see that sideline marker for the 8-man on the other side of the field and where they run out of real estate.
Well, we're guessing based off of where the chain crew is that there's somewhat of a close proximity for us. Oh, he's going to bring it out this way.
He's going to try and throw that thing up for grabs in the corner of the end zone.
And it's caught.
Boy, he goes up amongst the defense and 2 defenders, and he just went up and wanted it.
What's that? Number 12. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Wyatt Erdody. Number 8 was the recipient of that. I tell you what, that quarterback just, when you're that confident in your guys and you can just run and throw the ball, that's like us playing back in the old days over at St. Mary's.
Yeah, he threw that up with great confidence that he knew even with 2 defenders back there that he trusted his wide receiver to bring it down, and Erdody did.
Well, Erdody, the senior over the freshman McNary, number 27, also has about a 4 or 5 inch height advantage over there, too. So that's like throwing a Kelvin Johnson over you.
Into the end zone, the 2-point conversion is good. As Johnson again, timeout on the field with $1:33 left in the first. It's 14-0. Akron Fairgrove over the All Saints Cougars. Back in a moment on BCTV. So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam, or give us a call at 989-684-9607. Back here on Bay County TV as the All Saints Cougars received the opening kick, Jason. 3 and a pick 6, and now a nice drive after another short series for the Cougar offense. And a lot of football left, but they've got to start being able to move the football offensively.
Yeah, getting into a 14-0 deficit here in quarter number 1, not anyone's idea of how they wanted to start. However, they do have the explosion and the explosiveness to make up that difference, especially with this guy with the ball right now, Bo Williams, on the return.
Bo makes the first man miss, and he gets up over the 45-yard line. I think they're going to call him out at the 46. At that point, it will be 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars, their best starting field position of the evening.
Right. They continue to move a little bit as they move the ball backwards. They move the ball backwards to the 44.5. Yeah, it's close.
That was a little different than the spot, but it's in the neighborhood.
It's a work in progress.
First, give or take 10 yards to go. Single wide out to the wide side of the field, and very nice trap block that time. Allowed that play to go to the outside for a gain of 9 yards. As coming in defensively was going to be Stemmeyer, and he got kicked out with a great block to allow the 9-yard gain for the All Saints Cougars.
Best run they've had tonight was was that run right there with Bo Williams. And they've got to get Bo the ball. And to get him in space and to get a first down or a couple first downs here, I think is just going to make a world of difference for that freshman quarterback to give him the right amount of confidence to move forward.
Second down and a yard is a very nice first down chunk play. Back to throw that ball deep, wide open downfield, and did not look that ball in. And boy, that's a helpless feeling when you're down there all by yourself and just could not make the catch.
Yeah, Robbie Ballard, we talk about it each week about one play or two plays that kids want back each time, and that's going to be one right there that he is going to be haunted by tonight. Just not the drop, but the fact that it was probably the easiest 6 you were going to get.
Well, I think he just looked a little perplexed if his hands were going to be cup it or catch it the other way, and I think that at the last second he may have tried to change his mind and might not have been his best decision. But the thing is, it's third down and 1, but look at the defensive penetration that time, as there are no less than 4 Akron Fairgrove Vikings on that play, so we're going to have a loss only of about a yard on the play. Forward progress was there. It'll be fourth down and 2 yards to go. Hopefully a very makeable situation for the Cougars.
Yeah, I think one thing they need right now, aside from points, is they need a first down.
We're going to get to the end of the quarter without having to run another play, give Coach Gust and his staff an opportunity to talk things over. At the end of the first quarter, it's the Akron Fairgrove Vikings 14, the All Saints Cougars nothing. Back in a moment on BCTV. Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue, or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu. Back here on BCTV as we are ready to start the second quarter, I'd like to take an opportunity and thank our sponsors: Covenant Healthcare, Bay City Bills, Village Towing, Collier Chiropractic, Frank's Great Outdoors, the Bay City Public Schools, and the All Saints Booster Club. Great sponsors help keeping BCTV alive and well here in Bay County. Fourth down and 2 yards to go. Pitch to the outside. We're knowing that that's going to bear some fruit. Able to turn the corner. Turn it on to Jets. Downfield is number 2, Bo Williams, with a nice burst. Touchdown saving tackle that time by Bernia.
Well, we wanted to talk about getting Williams to the outside, and that was one way to do it right there.
And a personal foul face mask on the end of the play. So we are going to then go from the, where are we at? The 22-yard line down to the 11.
Oh, half the distance?
Yep.
Well, we talked about them needing more importantly than just points right now, was they getting that first down, and I think now you're able to see them, kind of take that exhale, so to speak, and able to do their thing.
Well, and I really think that a couple of runs to the outside will soften things up just a tad on the inside for the Cougars. So glad to see that Bo got an opportunity to get out and make something happen.
Yeah, Charlie Warren's opportunity to go the outside. He cuts back in.
Warren makes the first person miss, picks up positive yards. Again, 2 defenders to the outside really forced him to plant that foot and cut back upfield. And a nice gain on the play of a couple of yards and what could have been a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, he did. If we're making that cut maybe in September on a nice 70-degree night, he might make it and get a couple more yards. But he planted, slowed down just a little bit on the turn, and allowed Akron's defense to recover quick enough.
And again, you're going to see a few of these runs to the outside will bear fruit with a quick pop up the middle.
I think Warren's got the little giddy up speed right there that the Cougars are looking for as Williams goes in motion.
Quick to the outside. Williams is wide open. He cups it in his hands. It's an All Saints Cougar touchdown with a penalty flag on the play.
That's never a good sign when he's trying to explain.
Normally, when you're you normally got the legal lineman downfield would be my guess, coming from the umpire.
With the 4-man crew, does that change your?
Oh, they got a hold.
Got a hold on him. Does that change your assignments when you're working with less.
The big assignment change is going to be for the person that is umpiring, because he's got to be a hybrid umpire and back judge. So they're saying that this penalty preceded the touchdown, and this will be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which I believe they're going to mark at the 9-yard line. So it'll take it back to the 19. But what a well-executed play that time by the Cougars, as Wetters threw a perfect ball, and the 6 was temporarily erased.
On the board, yes. It was on the board, and now it's off. Now let's see what they dialed up here on second down, and just a little bit further.
You've really seen the last 4 or 5 plays, though, Jason. Playbook opening up a lot and some different things happening. Now the Cougars with twins with motion to the near side of the field. Wetters is back, and he's got a lot of time to throw the football. He threads the needle, and it's just off the fingertips of the intended receiver on the play, and that was number 14.
No, 4. Little Robbie Ballard.
Oh, Robbie, okay.
Robbie's got the one leg up, the one sock up, one sock down. It's a new look.
It's a fashion statement. Some people follow. He wants to be a trendsetter.
Amen. Brings up third down at about 18 from the 19, so they can still get a first down right around the 1-yard line, as they're going to show twins to each side.
And I think what you're going to look for now is you're going to look to get about 8 to 10 yards at least out of this third down play. Oh, they're running a reverse, and it is well set up. Cutting back to the inside. Down inside the 10, and the ball's fumbled and picked up and into the end zone. It's going to end up being an All Saints Cougar touchdown.
Hey,
just like they drew it up.
Just drew it up. Make sure you put it on the turf. Make sure it bounces perfectly to the quarterback. All it's going to read tomorrow in Lee Thompson's article is that Wetters ran it in from 3 yards.
But think about this. You've got a freshman that is heads up enough to follow the play, in position to scoop up the loose ball and take it into the end zone. That's something a lot of freshmen are going to be sitting back there just watching the play, and he was right up in it.
Once they give it up, and it's no longer their responsibility, they will do exactly what you just said, as a perfect opportunity for the pickup in those.
A whole lot of spread going on here, so we're going to find out right now as Wetters is going to have a quick slant to the inside, and that 2-point conversion is no good. Time out of the field with 10:44 left in the first half. The Cougars back in the game, down 14-6 to Akron Fairgrove. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Thinking about high-quality education with highly qualified teachers and a wide variety of quality programs? Look no further than Bay City Public Schools.
There's wonderful teachers, wonderful educators, administrators. It's a great place to go to school.
We include everybody, and we have a very diverse student base.
At Bay City Public Schools, the teachers are truly there to see the students succeed.
Bay City Public Schools, exceptional opportunities for all. Call us to enroll today, 989-686-9700.
Back here on BCTV as the All Saints Cougars with by far their most important drive in this football game to get back to within a 1 score of the Akron Fairgrove Vikings, and showing the Vikings a lot of different looks, Jason, on that last drive.
Showed them a lot of good looks, and I think the best part about it, where they finished it off with them points, but the end of it, as this one's going to be kicked over into the student section.
That may have gone off the side of his foot. I'm only going out on a limb, but he was trying to put that thing down the left side, and it just squirted off the side.
It went down the left side.
The souvenir here in the stands with the football thinks they can take it back to the concession stand. Oh, no, that's Corey. I'll get a free bag of popcorn.
Yep, absolutely. Get your bag of popcorn.
So it will be a 1st and 10.
Well, the ball went out of bounds, so the ball goes out of bounds near the 50, they're calling it. So you have a choice of taking it where it goes out of bounds, which, again, not a very good not some good distance there. However, it gives the All Saints defense an opportunity to get back on the field and make a stand, because I think this is as important as it was for the offense to get a first down on their last possession. I think this one right here is to get a stop. It is going to allow them to gain that extra confidence.
Motion to the wide side of the field. Quick pitch to Johnson on the outside as he tries to turn the corner. The All Saints Cougar defense flows to the football very, very well and stops that for a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, Dangler is in there, and Number 43 for the Cougars is Antonio Salinas in there with the tackle. You know, you start getting those guys ganging up on that, and all of a sudden you're going getting 6 yards of carry, now you're getting 2 yards of carry. Big difference.
And it's a big adjustment on both sides of the ball. The Cougar offense did a great job. Now they've seen 2 drives offensively, have an opportunity to say, okay, now we're going to make the adjustments defensively as they try, and on the quarterback keeper, not much there as they get a quick pitch at the end out
They got
there?
a pitch out there, but only for about a yard. Again, we can't see the far sideline, so it makes it a little bit more of a challenge. However, he got it out at the last second and just ran out of real estate. You know, you go to the short side, you're not dealing with a lot of grass over there.
It does. The sideline does come upon you very, very quickly, but through 2 plays, a very nice drive for the All Saints defense as they have come up with 2 nice plays, surrendering just 3 yards on 2 plays. 3rd and long. Akron Fairgrove, depending on what they get here, probably in a position to be in 4-down territory on that side of the 50.
Doty's somebody they look for and have looked for on their. That one's going to be bounced to number 23, Isaac Squares. And I tell you what, he was wide open coming off of it.
He had a lot of green grass, and that ball was, even had he caught it, was turned around backwards. So it would have been 2 or 3 strides before he got his momentum. But he had probably 10 to 15 yards at least before he would have seen any defenders.
Well, 4th down and 8. Big opportunity for the Cougars defense to get that offense back on the field, and I can tell you no one more excited about getting back on the field than number 12, Jack Wetters.
Because he'll have his hands back on the ball instead of his foot. So this will be a nice blitz situation and a last-second pass. And again, what we are seeing from Karpovich is on the run, he's throwing off that back foot instead of sliding forward, and he wants those last 2 passes back.
Well, you left them about 4 yards short each of them, and I can tell you right now, just from watching it, and you watch it on the TV at home, and you rewind it there, you're going to see 2 wide open receivers that if you were to get himself set and make it just a nice simple toss, you're going to end up with a 1st down, or at least an opportunity for a 1st down.
Credit the Cougar defense, though, as they come up after the score and they answer on the other side of the football. Let's see what Wetters does now. We've got a packed formation again, suggesting by the formation the Cougars are going to try and go right up the middle with it. Wetters on the keeper. He gets the ball to the outside, and look at the defense, and it looks like they may have been looking for a face mask and no call.
Well, you know, when your trainer Sean Sullivan gets into the play, that there's a good chance the referees may have missed that one. He doesn't ever yell unless he sees something. Call it Coach Sullivan tendency.
Well, you know, coaching is in the family blood.
Oh, amen.
And he's been on the sideline here as a trainer for, 50 years?
Oh, there you go. he's pushing his golden jubilee.
Yeah, I would say he's been here 3 decades. So it'll be 2nd down now and about 11 yards to go. Again, spread formation. Motion to the near side of the field. Bo trying to go back the other way, and he's met in the backfield as Johnson comes up in a hurry and puts the brakes on that play. Nice design play, but good defensive penetration from the Vikings to shut that play down.
Yeah, he's going to push him back another 6 yards, so it's going to make it about a 3rd down and 17 or 3rd down and 18 situation. So in those 2 runs, Williams is going 8 yards the wrong way.
Well, 3rd down and 18 yards to go, as you just said, is certainly they need a huge chunk to even ponder going forward on 4th down. But I think at this point, unless they get the 1st down, unless it's really close, they're going to try and flip the field.
Well, the way their defense played that last possession, it gives you a lot more confidence as a coach to make sure you can get something done. As Akron comes in with a little bit of pressure.
Quick pass on the play, complete to number 4, Ballard. Ballard says, I'm going to hang on to this one. You get it in my neighborhood, and I'm going to squeeze the air out of this ball.
So he picks up about half of it. It's going to bring up about a 4th and 9, 4th and maybe 4th and 8 and a half. Looks like their offense is going to stay on the field. So, Coach Gus showing some confidence in that offense. Again, I'm pretty confident right now if I got the defense that just showed me what they're able to do. Maybe play a little bit of field position, try and flip it. get another possession somewhat, on your side, a little plus side of the 50.
Well, it's at seconds. They're going to call a timeout, and I'm pretty certain, nope, pointing the wrong way, young lady. You want to go timeout, All Saints? As we'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Is your pain holding you back from things you enjoy, like playing with your grandchildren or participating in a sport? At Collier Chiropractic, we specialize in neck pain, back pain, headaches, or sciatica that won't go away. If you've tried chiropractic, you've tried physical therapy, you've gone to your medical doctor with no results, or you take medication and it doesn't even touch your pain, then put this number in your phone, give us a call, see how we're different at Collier Chiropractic Bay City.
Back here on Bay County TV, it's 4th down and 8 yards to go, and tentatively in a punting formation will be Ballard. We'll see if
Akron Fairgrove's not sending anybody back. They're not quite convinced or sold right now that they're actually going to kick it. And Salinas is going to take the up man. He's going to take this. Oh, he's not.
Just could not finish. As potentially the difference in that was the one man that would have been back to return the kick. Might not have been in the play there, but
well, they weren't convinced. As I said, coming out of the commercial break after the timeout, I wasn't convinced, and hiking it to Salinas, the up man, and then using the punter as your pitch option. The problem with your pitch option is when you decide to cut it back up inside, you really lose that outside pitch. And if author containment is on you, trying to find your pitch opportunity is not an option.
Well, when you're outside the hash trying to pitch, you really are limited for real estate out there. So 1st and 10 as Akron Fairgrove brings the offense back out on the field. Back to pass. A little bit of time to throw the ball. It's completed, but it's coming back, I'm pretty certain, because of a hold. And the ball will be down at the 30-yard line, but Chain Crew does a nice job of holding your sticks, and that will be a holding penalty. Let's see. And then people go, why did he move his flag? That is the point of reference for the penalty. So that's actually going to be about a 13-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, and the Cougars will gladly accept.
They will. And I tell you what, nice pass and completion to Isaac Squires, who was brought down again by Luke Dangler, but all for naught in terms of the stat book. But it's going to bring up a 1st down and about 23 for the Vikings.
So great break for the All Saints Cougars as Karpovich had a way better pass than the two previous right there that had a 25-yard gain.
Well, you get your legs behind it, get your step going into it. Now they're going to give it, Johnson up the middle?
So Johnson makes a couple of people miss, and he gets back about 13 of the 23. And that will be close to the original line of scrimmage.
It's like throwing an incomplete pass on 1st down.
Johnson on the carry.
No big deal.
Brought down by Oaks Lena.
So that
was Lena in on the tackle.
3rd and 10.
Well, we're going to go 2nd and 10. Don't foul that thing up there. It's 1st down was the 13-yard penalty, so this will be 2nd down and about 10. No, it is going to be 2nd down and 10.
Again on the quarterback keeper, trying to cut to the outside, spinning away the Cougars with some good open field sure tackling, making that a minimal gain of about 3 yards for Karpovich.
Yeah, it looks like Levi Johnson and Oaks Lena again on it. And Dorian McNair. McNair.
Yes.
I still like, Steve Air McNair. So when I start seeing McNair, I just stop. I don't need to add the Y.
You don't have anything after that. So 3rd down and 7 yards to go, though. Another opportunity for the Cougar defense to step up as Karpovich has got pretty much 2 options here. He can run or pass.
Well, look at you breaking it down. Or he could punt it if he really wanted to on 3rd down.
I would throw it. I think everybody would be glad to see that. Now he goes to take off with that, and he's going to turn around the corner, and he's going to pick up very close to the 1st down marker. He is right at the 1st down marker and going to pick up the 1st down. One of the Cougar defenders was looking at the referee, hoping that he could get a holding call in the backfield, but can't have it on every play.
But I tell you what, and I'm not comparing him, but that had a little Michael Vick-esque where he was going to throw it deep, and then all of a sudden started moving around and scooted.
Well, he made the right decision, obviously. He looked downfield, saw nothing for sure down there, and knew that he was even going to get at least close to the first down mark. He got right at the mark, so 1st and 10 for the Vikings. And that's going to be a Johnson handoff. He stopped at the line of scrimmage and still able to fall forward for 4.
He just spun me right round, baby, right round like a record, baby, right round. He spun 3 times there.
Well, and could have been stopped for about a 1-yard gain and got another 3 on it. So it'll be 2nd down and 4 yards to go, as you'll take that for about 4 yards on 1st down every time.
Oh, absolutely. It's, looked like, especially when you could have been looking at 2nd and 11.
5:35 and counting left in the first half. Still 14-6. Akron Fairgrove on top over the Cougars of All Saints. Karpovich with a handoff once again, getting the 1st down and more. Looks like Johnson, the ball carrier again, and finally tripped up by the Cougar defense. Salinas again with the tackle, but boy, yards after contact on this drive especially, Jason, have given the Vikings another 1st down.
Well, we talked about how important it was to get this defense and that confidence that they were able to establish after their last possession back on the field, and then they tried the fake punt, so you lose a little bit of that momentum, you lose a little bit of that luster, and now we're sitting in a situation where Akron Fairgrove is just taking it 1 possession at a time, or one play at a time.
1st down again. Johnson cuts to daylight. What a great job across the grain, and our umpire is going to have a little something back there as he's sitting in the catbird seat back there in the hybrid position as almost a back judge. And we're going to have a holding penalty.
He waited for a while because by the time he threw it, there was nobody but blue jerseys back there. There wasn't even a white jersey back there.
And he got that thing fairly close to where he thought the infraction occurred.
Yeah. Another 10-yard knockoff, so it'll be at about 1st down and about 20. So again, right now, the only team that's really hurting Akron Fairgrove is Akron Fairgrove. These penalties, these 2 penalties, one was on a 1st down completion for about 25 yards, and that one right there was going to be good enough for close to a 1st down. So
1st and about 22 yards to go again. As the quarterback keeper, Karpovich, gets to the outside, boy, and he has got real estate. And he's going to pick up just about 12 or 13 yards again back to the original line of scrimmage, just like the last time there was a holding penalty.
I really think they like 2nd down and 10 because, you know what?
It's working for them.
It seems to be. I tell you what, he pulled that ball out of Johnson's waist at the last second, and that All Saints defense converged right onto him. I mean, had that have been a handoff, that would have been gone for nowhere.
Well, Johnson says, thanks. We got 13 yards out of this play, but I got crushed.
And not have the ball.
Yes, got nothing for it. So 2nd down and 9. 4:35 and counting left in the first half. Karpovich back to pass again. The pocket collapsing, throwing that thing down, and that could be intercepted by the Cougars.
Dorian McNary back there, and why not go to Erdody? He's been your reliable, and McNary's been your most reliable defender so far for the Cougars as he goes up high.
As it will be a 1st and 10 for the Cougars, and that was certainly a great play. Erdody couldn't do a thing about that. Great defense in front of Erdody. The ball never got to him.
Well, Erdody scored on a touchdown earlier where it was tossed up, and he was able to go up over McNary, again using his height advantage. That time I thought McNary had great inside position, and was able to go up and grab it.
See what the Cougars are able to do deep in their own end. Getting the ball out. Looks like we're going to have a face mask penalty, and that should be a 15-yard buffer to get them out of their heels on the goal line. We'll have to make sure that they both saw the same thing and we don't have 2 separate penalties. Looks like we do. And They're going to march that ball off, and they are going to go up to the 18-yard line. And it's a little bit more comfortable for your freshman quarterback.
Well, it's 3 times that the face mask has been called. It's you're wondering, why are they tackling Williams so high? It's like, you'd think you learn at their first one, maybe the second one.
Well, and that's all part of technique. But, when they're going by, you're just grasping for anything you can get your hands on, and you hope it's not a mask. Wetter's back to pass. He's got time to throw the football. He's going to the outside, and that pass is thrown out of bounds. He threw the ball away, got it over the line of scrimmage, and he was out of the tackle box.
Yeah, threw that one. Just, again, that's not a freshman decision right there. That shows you some poise right there, because a lot of times you're going to see a freshman, especially a freshman, try to force that somewhere down the sideline, try to force that back in the middle of the field. So great decision right there by Wetters to live to play second down and 10.
Second and 10, that's kind of a resounding theme tonight here in this game. As the Cougars come up to the line of scrimmage with 4:13 left in our first half of play. Still down by 8 points, but very much this game has settled into a great football game.
It is, and I think we both expected a tight-knit game, just trying to figure out which team was going to be able to instill their will quicker.
Quick to the outside, trying to cut back across the grain. Great pursuit defensively by Karpovich, as he shut that play down for a loss of about 4 yards on the play. And again, really looks like tiptoeing out there, because there might be a little dew starting on the field, and they're really trying to plant hard. And if they would have done that earlier in the season without that dew there, I think they had a chance for positive yardage.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the condition that this football field is in for week number 8 of the high school season, plus the youth football that happens on Saturdays. I think this condition is great.
Well, and I think the Cougars have done a nice job, because they've left the grass a little bit longer than a lot of facilities do, and that's kept it healthy, and it's kept it from being threadbare.
Speaking of slipping right there, as Wetter slips and unfortunately was not able to get out of number 85's Brendan Durham's paws.
Well, when the big fella gets the mitts on you, it's not a high percentage that you're going to be able to squirm away.
No, it's going to bring up a 4th down and about 17. I'm going to say they're going to punt this one.
I think you're going out on a limb, and I think you might be pretty accurate.
No fakes.
We're under 3 minutes here left in the first half. So, again, great homecoming crowd here tonight, as the fans are packing the stands. They're down around the corner, all waiting for the homecoming halftime festivities.
Well, we still got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left of first half festivities here. Number 1, Gatlin Guild back for the Vikings. He's going to have an opportunity. Well, I would say he decided to let it bounce, and we'll still stay on plus side for the Vikings, as it's going to roll to about the 49.5-yard line as Charlie Warren touches it there, hands it off to the official.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Akron Fairgrove Vikings, again with 2:26 left in our first half of play. So the Cougar defense has got to answer the bell one more time, because remember, the Akron Fairgrove Vikings get their hands on the football first to start the second half.
Yeah, I think it's going to be crucial right now to keep points off of the board if you are the Cougar defense. You had a great interception by McNary last time. I think that is something that you want to maintain focus on. But at the end of it, you've got to understand that getting a stop here, whether or not you're able to put points on the board before the half yourself, but getting a stop here is going to be key for their momentum in the second half.
After the first 2 quick scores, the Cougars have played very good defensively.
Oh, very stout.
Karpovich back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Just missing on the pressure again. Karpovich is going to get about 8 yards on the play down to the 41, and Cougars in position to make the big play, and Karpovich just sidesteps a couple of big rushes here in the last 2 series.
He has, and Dangler and Salinas with the takedown of Karpovich. It's going to be second down at about 2.5, but they had opportunities. And I think that, again, when you're going into the halftime, your coaches are going to be able to talk about, okay, we're right there. We're this close. What can we do to adjust to make it that we're getting him?
Well, and it's easy to say, but hard to do. You got to be under control when you're going full speed, and that is just something that's easier said than done. He's going to go right up the middle. Boy, he saw a seam there, and he did not hesitate. That was pretty much a designed run. He didn't have to look and see it. He called that play, and that worked out very, very well as the tacklers were led by Salinas. Nope, Pope.
No, I thought when he put Squires in motion and once he decided he wasn't going to hand it to him, I think he felt pretty good.
We're going to take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Back here on BCTV as we are $1:33 away from the first half. Covenant Healthcare, Bay City Bills, Village Towing, Collier Chiropractic, Frank's Great Outdoors, Bay City Public Schools, and the All Saints Booster Club. Glad to have them all on board for this football season. 1st and 10 as the Vikings hand that ball off at another big chunk of real estate, but potentially a holding call as Squires gets about 5 yards on the play, and it will be about a 12-yard penalty as we've got a player down at the same time. So trying to see who that is. But we'll, while they tend to him, Sean Sullivan's out there. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
You treat your family with extraordinary care every day, which is why when it comes to their health, more of you choose Covenant Healthcare. We specialize in extraordinary care, from diagnosis to recovery, from babies to grandparents. Learn more about our extraordinary bariatrics program. Sign up for our free seminar.
Heck, here on Bay County TV as Salinas is the injured Cougar walking off the field under his own power, but in a very ginger state as he is looking like he potentially might have an ankle injury based on the way he's trying to move around right now. And I would suggest he try and move around as much as he can, because once you stop,
it gets worse.
Last chance for the 50-50, and we're going to win about $500 tonight, Jason.
Well, that's the rumor. That's the rumor we heard.
We're pretty confident. First down, 10 yards to go, 23, and they flip that out, and Johnson cannot haul that in. A great defense provided by the All Saints Cougars, as Dengler was out there to make sure that he wasn't going to get more after that. So second down and about 24 yards to go.
Well, it's going to be interesting. Again, if you're Akron Fairgrove, you got the ball coming back your way after halftime. You've played a decent game so far, except the penalties. That's something that if you can adjust those at halftime, you're going to be so much further off. As
Karpovich should flip it to the outside. Absolutely perfect defense there by the All Saints Cougars, number 16. Who would that be? Luke Dengler. Man, he sniffed that thing out right now.
I tell you, between Dengler and McNary right now, they are the two MVPs of that Cougar defense, keeping this game where it's at. McNary with a couple of big tackles and open field tackles. Dengler all over the field and keeping it at a 14-6 game.
Third down and a whole bunch as the Akron Fairgrove Vikings, with $1:17 left here, we'll have to wait and see what they're able to muster up here as they're going to run twins to the wide side of the field. And now motion to the near side of the field.
Yeah, Squires likes to get that going in motion. He's going to try and throw it deep.
Well, he's got a lot of time to throw the football. Now he's going to try and turn the corner and pick up what he can. He's going to be able to get out of bounds, and we've got a penalty flag late on the play.
I tell you, if it's against Akron Fairgrove, a little push in the back, it's going to be one of those things. Again, as a coach, it's going to drive you nuts. You're taking away positive gains with I don't want to say stupid. It's not the right term, but goofy
undisciplined.
Penalties. Yes,
that's the word we'll use. Undisciplined. As
now the umpire looks like he's facing the other direction. I don't know. Maybe this is going to go against
the Akron Fairgrove's walking backwards. So
way back.
I would say that is a pretty good indication that it's going to be against them.
Well, it certainly can't be a lot of discussion. You got 4 officials out there, and one of them threw the flag, and one of them has to tell the main guy, the white hat, what to call.
Personal foul against the All Saints Cougars. And that's funny because Akron Fairgrove had walked backwards, and the only thing I can think of is they've got a late hit. I did not see anything over there that indicated, and it was a personal foul and not an unsportsmanlike, so it wasn't verbiage that caused that penalty flag to drop.
No, it came out right around the same time that Karpovich was exiting the field on the sideline there, so it was kind of a little taken back. That's going to be an automatic first down. Not an automatic first down. It's going to be a first down based on the yardage.
Right. Without roughing, that's the only ones that are automatic anymore. As Karpovich to the outside again, picks up the first down and more. He's down the sidelines, and he's going to be inside the 5-yard line, down to about the 3 or the 2.
And that's where when you're down a couple of officials, having somebody right there, so you're hoping that you get that right. You're hoping he doesn't squirt in with the nose of the football, but you're just going to get down there as quick as you can and mark it as close as you can and make it work. With just 1 minute left here in quarter number 2, but half number 1.
First down and goal again, tickling the goal line at the 2-yard line. Karpovich out of the short shotgun. He's going to hand that off to Johnson. He bangs forward. He's sniffing the goal line, and he is in. As it is an Akron Fairgrove Viking touchdown.
And that right there, if you're talking worst case scenario for the Cougars, is giving up a score with under a minute left here. Because your offense isn't geared toward scoring quick. You got a nice offense. You got a lot of nice things you can do with your offense. It's just not geared to score that quick.
So with 56 seconds left, the Cougars still have a couple of timeouts left. So
and I'm trying to jinx them too as well, because every time I say they can't score quick, you know what happens in the weeks past.
I like your train of thought.
Amen.
It will be the untimed down. Karpovich to the outside, and he throws that ball, and it's going to be a perfectly thrown ball. I thought he was trying to throw it away there, and all of a sudden,
Erdoty's out there, and I'll just slide right into that position and get that ball.
Time out of the field with 56 ticks left in the first half. 22-6, Akron Fairgrove over the All Saints Cougars. Back in a moment on BCTV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back here on Bay County TV is our female official. On this side had the pigskin from the touchdown. They had another one out on the field for the kickoff. She's like, what am I going to do with this extra pigskin? They got her flicked off to the side. She's back to the start line on the 40. And we are ready for some football.
Well, we're going to see if the Cougars can do something quick here with a little quick skip. Well, a little squib kick. Dangler's going to take that one. That's not some guy you want to see trucking down at you.
Dangler's got a head of steam. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10. Down inside the 5. He's going to be pulled out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. The choo-choo train at Dangler. Nobody wanted a chunk of that.
That wasn't a train. That was the diesel right there coming at you. You know, they've kicked the ball long every time, and every time they kicked the ball long, they were able to, get them 25, 30, do it right. And this time they squib it. It goes right to the, we're going to call him the shortstop, the way he scooped that bad boy up, and he no hesitation.
Boy, he was going. He picked it up sometime, I'm going to guess, around the 32, 33-yard line. And they're going to officially mark him out just inside the 3. First and goal there with 45 ticks left in our first half of play. Wetter's up under center. Handoff going right up the middle. down sniffing the goal line. Is he going to be in? They're going to call him just shy of the goal line on a wonderful rush as Pope tried to move the pile, and they got nothing but time here with 30 seconds left. Wetters comes back out. He says, I'm going to tell you real quick what we got going.
He looks back at the scoreboard for a quick second. We got 20 seconds. We got time.
We still got 2 timeouts, so up to the line of scrimmage. He may take one himself here. We'll find out. Pope gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage, is moving the pile forward. Not going to be a touchdown, but the Cougars are going to call a timeout. And it'll be 3rd down and goal as, boy, we are down inside the 1-yard line. We'll take a quick break with 5 ticks left in the first half. And back in a moment on BCTV. Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs. Back here on BCTV and what could be the last play of the first half with 5 ticks left. The All Saints Cougars going to see if they can get some push from their offensive line. As Wetters is up under center again. He's going to take it himself, and he spins, and I think he's going to get into the end zone. It's an All Saints Cougar touchdown! What a big answer as Wetters gets into the end zone. As he caught to the line of scrimmage, Jason, he saw nothing there. He spun over the left tackle and got just enough real estate to get in.
Well, we talked about how important it was for these guys to have an answer and not to try to give up points. Well, not only did they give up points, but they were able to do something quick. But again, go back to the kickoff. What is Akron Fairgrove thinking? Why are you squibbing it when you've had some better success kicking it deep and then trying to make them go 70 yards versus in this situation making them go 3 yards?
They outthought themselves on that play, and Cougars now spreading it out. We'll find out.
Everyone's in motion.
Yep. As long as everybody's reset, it's a legal play. Quick slant again, and that is complete on the play. Looks like Bo Williams is into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good. Time out of the field with 3 ticks left in our first half. 22-14. An impressive answer for the All Saints Cougars. Back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on BCTV as the Cougars in 53 seconds time with a very, very big answer in what will be a key moment as we look back at this game at the end. As this ball just needs to be high and short, and again, it goes out of bounds.
Railing.
And that will be out of bounds, I'm going to say around the 45-yard line. Yep, the official agrees.
Yeah, well, he's got you in the headphone. He's watching Bay County TV.
He says that's about where we're going to end up, and there will be a +5 with this, I believe. There should be a, yep, as it goes past the 35, they'll march it off for another 5-yard penalty. So no time comes off the clock, and there'll be one play from midfield.
Well, I don't think that's exactly, again, what your coaching staff wanted, but they've had to see something in film where they didn't want to kick it off. Whether it's the fact that Erdody can make some things happen down there from the kickoff, or maybe Johnson from the kickoff position from his returning spot. But we'll see if Karpovich can make up some magic here real quick, as there seems to be some miscommunication, and they're going to have a timeout by the Vikings.
They said, you know what, we got an extra one. We don't want to use it. We do use it anyway, and we saw the defense, and now we'll design a 50-yard trickery play in their mind, but I don't think it'll happen. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate
those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Back here on Bay County TV is a quick timeout. They're not even going to take 30 seconds. They just wanted to see the formation, see if they try a little hook and ladder play here to the outside. Karpovich lets that thing fly and coming upfield, and then all of a sudden, what happens? The Dangler train comes calling.
Dangler says, you know what, this is cute. This was cute, but we're going to just set you down to 35.
At the end of our first half of play, it's Akron Fairgrove 22 and the All Saints Cougars 14. Back in a moment to put the wraps on the first half, set the stage for the second half right here on Bay County TV. Good evening and welcome back to our Collier Chiropractic halftime show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham along with you. What looked like a runaway on the first two series of the game. Akron Fairgrove with a pick six in their first drive, bared points. The Cougars kind of calmed down, settled down, and played a great first half chess match.
Well, I think what we talked about, too, was getting that first down for All Saints. You know, their defense, you know, it's homecoming. You get a lot of activity. They had a pep rally today. They're pulling kids out, you know, so there's a lot of activity going on. So I think just settling down, getting that first down, especially after giving up the pick six on the first possession, especially after giving up the runs on the, you know, I mean, let's face it, we were expecting Akron Fairgrove to toss the ball a little bit more. They came out running the ball. They go down the field. They score. It's 14-0 before All Saints can blink, before they had a first down. So get that first down, kind of breathe a little bit, and then their defense came out. They were able to stop them and show, hey, we have the confidence that we can stop this team. And now it's just a matter of a chess match where Akron scores right, you know, with a minute left, just under a minute left there in the first half. And we talked about All Saints not being a quick-hitting team. Well, the best part about it is they squibbed it, and it happened to come right to Luke Dangler, who took it down to the 3-yard line and was able to put points on the board before the half. So, you know, they're back within a one-score game. And in a game that looked like it could have been one way on the Akron Fairgrove side of it, is now it's anyone's ball game.
Well, and it's been very, very well played after the first couple of series. So I'm very impressed with the way the Cougars did calm down, as you said. Whole lot going on, whole lot of emotion. Huge crowd, which they probably haven't played in front of this many people in a home crowd this year. So once they got it going, I think Coach Gust made a great adjustment. Early on, I thought he felt confident they could run the ball up the middle. And when that didn't happen, once they started spreading things out, it really opened up the field.
Yeah, they've got some guys, you know, Bo Williams being one of them. You know, but again, it starts with Wetters. You know, he made some decisions today, one even on a throwaway, getting rid of it out of bounds, bring it up 2nd and 10, things that aren't what you normally do as a freshman. But then another freshman, Bo Williams, getting the ball to the outside, he was a recipient of the 2-point conversion. I think you start doing that, and then maybe Chris Pope up the middle later as the game starts developing a little bit more. But you have to try it because you want to get that defense from Akron Fairgrove, that front and forward, to really converge on it so it opens up your outside game. And as your outside game opens up, I think it's going to open up your inside game. So they got a lot of good things going for them.
Well, I really think the key play in the first half ended up being Wetters following the play where there was a fumble inside the 5-yard line. He was able to pick it up and go into the end zone. That is a very unfreshman-like move to follow that play.
Well, you're the lead blocker as a quarterback, which is unheard of, you know, especially at the college or the pro game. You know, you ain't going to see Tom Brady out there running a pull as a pulling guard. So, you know, but to be able to be in that situation, and, you know, Warren, you know, as much as he didn't want to put it on the ground, if you're going to put it on the ground and you got your freshman quarterback right there, you may as well put it on the ground there, and it bounced right up. And then, you know, a lucky bounce, a fortuitous bounce, allowed the Cougars to get on the board. So, you know, maybe that's really what they just needed to keep their, you know, what we're hoping is their playoff season intact.
We'll find out. The Fairgrove Vikings will have their hands on the ball first to start the half. That puts the wraps on our Collier Chiropractic halftime show here on Bay County TV. All the second half action in just a moment.
Come see the difference at Collier Chiropractic. We are a family-owned local business located in Bay City that offers innovative treatment and care for our patients. If you're in pain, stressed out, and you don't have time for that, taking care of your pain safely and naturally is what we do best. At Collier Chiropractic, we have an award-winning chiropractic and massage therapy team. We believe in delivering the best care and service to every patient. We offer same-day appointments, evenings, and Saturday morning appointments. If you've tried other chiropractic care, physical therapy, or even medication with no results, visit Collier Chiropractic.
Back here ready to rock and roll with our second half of play. Jeff Doe to Jason Noosh. I'm glad to have you along here on a great Friday night, as we still have hope that they'll pick another ticket for the 50-50, as I picked the wrong color ticket and we didn't win. So
always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
There's another ball going out of bounds, and that will be out of bounds as well, around the 25. So it looks like the offense coming on the field like they're going to take it at the 35-yard line, but the way the past kicks have gone for the Cougars, I might be inclined to make them re-kick the ball.
Well, I just don't think that whatever they saw on film for the week, they just want to kick it off, because they kicked it off 3 times now, and all 3 of them have been 2 of them have been, to the student section, and that one at least stayed somewhere near the start of around the football field. So it looks like they are going to take it at 35, and the official will make his official call. The official call, now that it's officially set.
It's official, yes.
Now that it's official.
1st and 10 for the Vikings from Akron Fairgrove. It was a high snap, and being corralled down and handed up. Looks like Johnson might be the ball carrier on 1st down, and the Cougars get after him after a 2-yard gain and are tackling in mass.
Yeah, they decided to make sure that Johnson wasn't going to have any free room there to roam. It's a big possession for the Cougar defense. We saw what happened last time on the Akron Fairgrove drive. They kind of methodically went down the field and put some points on the board, and this is going to be another opportunity for this Cougar defense to get some confidence.
They are certainly doing the job, as the Cougar defense lines up in a 3-man front. Looks like the blitz package is coming. Quick swing pass to the outside. What a perfect call against a blitz. 1st down and more for Johnson as he gets down to the 36-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by the All Saints Cougars.
Well, Dangler again on the tackle, and I tell you what, it was a great play call. He was able to flip it out there, and that was one of the things earlier we saw Karpovich really struggling with, is when he was making passes on the move, they were really just nowhere near where they needed to get to the intended receiver. So that was a nice change for him, was to able to toss it out there a little bit and make something happen.
Well, and if you're going to make the first pass of the second half just a little easy swing pass, that makes it a whole lot better to get into a rhythm. It'll be 1st and 10 now, as Johnson again breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Is going to pull forward for positive yardage as he picks up close to 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, it looked like Salinas back in there from his ankle injury from the first half, was able to corral him down from the backside. The All Saints, the defense is having some nice penetration. They're just unable to make that penetration stick.
They're unable to finish off the penetration right now, but you get back there enough and you have enough opportunity to make that happen, and it will bear fruit.
Absolutely. And so we're going to see what they can come up with here on 2nd down and 6, which is uncharted territory. They're used to 2nd and 10 as the Cougar defense comes in with a big rush.
Trying to get around the outside. Plenty of room for Karpovich to get to the outside, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
Ballard with the nice take out, get down, push them out, do what you need to do to
great leverage to the sidelines.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where if you're looking for contact, you may have tried to cut that one back up and take on the contact. Ballard did a nice job of just getting him out of bounds.
Again, Karpovich does a nice job of making the first person miss around the line of scrimmage, and he had a lot of real estate to run after that fact. 9:58 and holding left in our third quarter of play. There is the quick pop up the middle, and that is to Johnson. He gets down to about the 6-yard line on that play.
That play has been really successful for the Vikings tonight. Just a quick pop up the middle. But again, why up the middle? Because they were just getting to the outside. And what's that defense start to do? Is start to maybe close out and not have their gap integrity.
Well, and anytime, again, you can run that to keep the defense honest and still get +5 on first down, and you've got to be pretty happy.
Yeah, I think right now Coach Trogan is drawing this up, his first possession of the second half, exactly the way that he likes it.
Great defense that time by the Cougars as that ball is on the ground, and I think the Cougars are going to have their hands on it.
Yeah, I thought Salinas did a great job of taking Karpovich down to the ground. The ball squirted out. We haven't seen a signal yet from the official then. Did we see? Yeah, we saw third down.
Yep.
We saw the 3.
Yep, the 3 was not a good sign for Cougar fans. So it will be third down now and about 8 yards to go. So still a loss on the play. And
well, Salinas did a great job, held his position right there. We talked about how that quick pop up the middle is important, you know, for the Vikings to try and get something outside. And that time Karpovich had nowhere to go thanks to Anthony Salinas.
I look for Karpovich to go to the wide side of the field here on a little RPO. Nope, he's going to just hand it off to Johnson, and again, a great open field tackle by the Cougar defense.
Yeah.
Stopped what would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, McNary got his shoulders low.
She's looking for Dan or Carol Kableski.
Well, got a little girl that's separated from mom and dad, but
everything's happening here tonight. This is like St. Stan's Festival.
It's a beautiful night for football and a huge crowd. And as we went down at halftime, all the kids are playing behind the stands, and now it's time for football and a big 4th and 3 situation here. Let's see if the Vikings can convert or the Cougars can stop.
This will be a big opportunity right now, Wayne. No, they're going to get
Karpovich with just a little swing pass. Nobody out there to stop. And going to have into the end zone. It is going to be an Akron Fairgrove Viking touchdown.
Everything was well executed on that play. McNary, the cornerback on that possession, had to take his guy to the end zone. And unfortunately, when you do that, Johnson's able to sneak out of the backfield untouched. And then by the time McNary was able to release from his, you know, you're 5-6 yards deep in the end zone, and unfortunately unable to get back. So
well designed.
Absolutely. Did everything right, ran it to the right side, proper side. 28-14 in favor of Akron Fairgrove right now. 2-point conversion pending.
With 7:39 left in the third. Single back. And that hand up goes on a counter action, and it was snuffed out by Levi Johnson. The 2-point conversion is no good. Time out of the field with 7:39 left in the third. 28 for the Akron Fairgrove Vikings, 14 for the All Saints Cougars. Back in a moment on BCTV. Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue, or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu. Back here on Bay County TV, as we're ready for the action to start, we've got to get our newest official on the other side of the activity. She's down at the 30-yard line. Needs to move up. She's in a different position. She needs to be on this 30-yard line, but that's all right. We'll make it happen as the Vikings kick off. A high, deep, end-over-end kick is going to take 2 hops and be picked up by the Cougars.
Well, they learned last time not to kick it to number 16. This time they kick it to the speedster, and they get the better results. How do you like that? Kick it to the up man, and he goes down to the 3. Kick it to the speedster, Charlie Warren, and you're going to lead him to about a 15-yard gain.
So out at the 27-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars as they get their hands on the ball for the first time in the third quarter. And we'll see what adjustments Coach Gust was able to make at the half to see if they can continue to get some points on the board offensively.
Well, I think we talked about it at halftime. I think getting to the outside and trying to keep Wetters, first off, keep him clean. You want to make sure that his jersey isn't getting dirtied up, but that's one way to do it. Give the ball to Bo Williams, your other freshman standout in the backfield, and he picks up about 11 yards on first down, gives you a first down.
You have the look in the formation, Jason, of going up the middle, and I think the defensive ends pinched up the middle a little bit, and Williams gets to the outside and picks up almost 11 yards. So great play call off what looked in the first half to be a run up the middle for a moving of the sticks first down.
Well, I think it's going to be important right now, down 14, again, trying to get the ball to the outside.
And a missed tackle coming around the corner, and Johnson was able to snuff that play down and make it about a 2-yard loss maybe for Bo.
Let's see, they might just give him a back to the line of scrimmage.
Favorable spot.
So
we got an injured player. I think Bo's got a little hitch in his giddy-up.
And you can always tell when the player doesn't want to come out and the official's making you come out. So something he saw as a health and safety matter.
And he gets to come over to the side, and he takes a nice quick turn to the right and goes to see Coach Sullivan. And
he's telling him right now, I'm fine.
Coach,
I'm fine.
Coach of the trainers. As he says, yep, I needed him out of the game. He'll walk it off. And, that's the thing about tweaking an ankle as a freshman versus a guy my age, where that'll put me on the shelf for weeks.
Well, I'm just glad you're here this week. How's that?
That's why they
injury, back in June.
That's why they got me sitting down, so it's safer that way. 2nd down and 10 as Wetters, again, working out of the shotgun, trying to run a swing pass out. Oh, has he got a lot of room to run as he's down to the 50. A very nice job, and we're going to get an extra 15. I was pretty certain that there was going to be a late hit out of bounds, but they must have ruled that he initiated that contact inbounds. It's still a great job by Wetters as he gets the first down, avoids the major contact, gets out of bounds, keeps his jersey clean, and lives for another first down.
Yeah, we talk about keeping that jersey clean. That's going to be very big, but I'll tell you what, there's nothing else he could do. It was like Moses in the Red Sea right there. It just opened up, and he had nothing else to do besides walk forward.
But great recognition to see that that's the best option that was available. Wetters is back there right now, and he's got a chance to let one go deep. And the ball just overthrown. If Wetters puts a little air under that ball, that was headed to Ballard, and that could have been in the end zone.
Yeah, it could have been a couple of things. And one thing it's tough as a receiver is you're estimating how far your quarterback can throw. So sometimes you slow down. So you got that slow down, and then you got to try and speed back up, and then all of a sudden the ball's in the air, and now it's over your head. You just want to run your route, and then if you get it, great. But don't try to estimate where the ball is going to be. Don't try to guesstimate.
2nd and 10, quick pitch to the outside. Williams is back in the game, and he's stuffed in the backfield. Has 2 defenders back there. Karpovich is the first to hit him, and there's a loss of 4 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 14.
Well, you're not going to surprise anybody in Week 8 with Bo Williams. They know that he's got speed. They know that he can do a lot of good things, and they know that he has done a lot of good things. You're not going to surprise anybody. So to try to get him the ball, I think you're going to have to mix it up a little bit, maybe on some swing passes to try to get him out without having the defense tied up to you.
Twins to the near side, as we'll find out what they're able to do. Wetters with a nice job of corralling the ball. Dittmer across the middle, and 2 All Saints Cougars in exactly the same spot on the middle of the field. And somebody ran a misroute there because All three defenders converged on that play as well. It'll be 4th and 15.
Lucky that one was not picked off, and had it have been picked off, it would have probably been a pick six, the way that the offensive, the receivers were deep downfield, and the two guys that were stuck in the middle, I think they were trying to avoid each other as much as they were trying to avoid the ball.
Let's see what Wetters does. He is able to punt the football, but he at this point is just going to be in the regular shotgun formation, as it's 4th down and about 14 yards to go. Williams in motion to the wide side of the field. He's back to pass. He shakes off the first and had the right play called, and just as the Williams got the ball to his way, had a step and a half on Johnson, was not able to corral the ball, and the ball's going to go over on down, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Akron Fairgrove Vikings.
Well, that's a tough one right there, because, even if Williams caught it, in the dive that he was doing, you're going to be down 10 yards short of the first down. So,
and that's a play Wetters wants back, because if he hits him in stride, he's got a great chance to pick up that first down and more.
It's that green. It's, when you're playing 8-man football and you've got 3 guys in the backfield that are trying to tackle you, now you're at least you're 5 guys deep into the defensive backfield, and you got some speed out there. So just trying to get them the ball and giving them an opportunity to run.
Boy, another short field for the Akron Fairgrove club, as Karpovich is going to hand that off to Johnson, and again, he's able to turn the corner. He's got speed down the field. He's down to the 20, the 15, and down at the 11-yard line before he is run down, as they are just getting huge chunks of real estate here in this third quarter.
Yeah, Robbie Ballard was the tackler there for the Cougars, knocking him down, and McNary is down there as well. But again, you go forward on 4th down, you kind of a little deflating. And so it looks like that's going to put Johnson at over the century mark with 101 yards, according to our unofficial stat man.
And 17 carries, that gives him 5+ yards per carry, and he's done a nice job in this ball game. He's going to get his hands on the ball again, and he's going to pick up about another 4 to 5 yards, as he is down to the 4-yard line before he's pushed back by the Cougars.
They had to wait for that one, because he wasn't going down. They actually blew it dead. Yeah, Salinas was able to get in there on the stop, so that's going to give him 106 yards right there, and not a bad day for a couple of hours of work.
Well, especially when you've still got more than a quarter of football left, so lots of football here, but the Cougars really got to come up with a defensive stand to try and keep the Vikings out of the end zone. They want to stay within striking distance of this game.
Well, keeping it at 2 possessions, I think, right now is obviously the key. And right there is a nice touchdown pass to Erdody. I tell you what, you couldn't have put that anywhere else.
Well, and the thing is, I think the great adjustment that the Cougar defense made there is that they really chucked Johnson at the line of scrimmage, did not allow him to get out in the pattern, but Erdody was able to sneak behind, and that was a well-thrown ball, because there was not a big window of opportunity there.
No, and the more that I'm watching Karpovich, the more that I'm realizing I think those 2 passes in the first half where he bounced it 5 yards in front of his intended receiver were anomalies for him. I'm just seeing him put the ball right now with places that they're just tough spots to get into, and he's putting it right there perfectly. As Johnson goes up the middle trying to get the 2-point conversion, and is
they're going to give it to him as he sneaks across the goal line. The 2-point conversion is good. Time into the field with 4:16 left in the third, 36-14. Akron Fairgrove over the All Saints Cougars. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back here on Bay County TV as a very, very big play and a nice series by the Akron Fairgrove team comes up with points again. And boy, offensively, this team is really starting to click.
Well, we talked about it, short field. And given that offense, who already showed the capabilities in the first possession of the second half, just to kind of methodically, but Johnson really broke out that first possession or first play with a really nice run that really set the tone.
Couple of nice blocks, trying to get past the first wave. Now got room to roam, trying to split the last two defenders. It gets out to the 46-yard line before he is brought down as Warren. Boy, he was a quarter step away from going coast to coast.
I tell you what, Charlie Warren doesn't need a lot of room. He's a little short, little jitterbug out there, and he can make some things happen. And that was an opportunity, really, I think the Cougars really needed him to try and take that to the house.
Still great starting field position at their own 47-yard line. Again, 4:05 left in our third quarter of play. Cougars got a score on their next 3-4 possessions here to be right back in this game. There's going to be a little flip pass on the outside, and again, very well designed. Great play call, and just off the outstretched fingertips of the intended receiver.
Ballard, just again, we talk about maybe just a little bit more air on that. I thought Warren had a nice step on there. I don't think the problem with the Cougars receivers, they're getting beyond the Akron Fairgrove defense. It's just a matter of, do you want to spike it, or do you want to throw it as hard as you can, or do you want to get a little air on it? And I think they're just trying to mix it up a little bit, and they need to figure it out.
Second down.
Because they've had some opportunities.
Yeah, the play and the opportunities are there. It's just execution at this point with a very young Cougar football team. Trying to come to the outside. Very nice move that time, and a gain of about 8 yards on the play for the All Saints Cougars.
Ballard just went down for the Cougars. I'm not sure if it didn't look like he was touched, but he's going to get back up walking a little gingerly.
He's still got that fashion statement with the socks going, though.
Well, he's trying to keep one leg warm. Maybe that's the leg he's going to use later.
He's going to come off the field, and he just is going to try and walk things off. And
they're playing
didn't really
right
see
now.
A real big situation happen to cause him to need to come off the field. Did you see anything, Jason?
I didn't. It looked like he just dropped. That's why I wasn't sure if it was a contact or what may have happened before that. Maybe on the blocking. Maybe got a foot on there, on the foot.
Third down and short. Ball carrier on the play.
Oh, I see.
Looks like Salinas.
Chris Pope was going to be on the carry, but the one thing about the officials is you got to give him his forward progress. You don't go back to where you start watching the play. Both of them stepped back after I thought he was much closer on the other side of that 44 area, maybe 44 and a half, but they're going to mark him a full yard back from where I thought he was going to be marked.
Fourth down and 2 yards to go. Again, the defensive interior line for Akron Fairgrove been very stingy tonight. Pitch to Bo Williams on the outside. He bangs forward, and he is going to be very, very close, and they're going to say that he's got the first down by inches. So they're going to come and they're going to say this is where the spot is at. They're going to have a measurement.
Officials timeout for a measurement.
And I think where she put that ball down, it is right at the tip of the football.
So you're going first down. You're going to go. You can say first down. You're going to be right either way.
I can't miss. Boy, I'm going to tell you, this is going to come down to the stripe of the football. And where she put that ball down, it looked like it was a first down, but this looks like it's going to be about 2 inches short.
And it's going to be Akron Fairgrove ball. And I tell you, if you have replay right now, if you had high school replay, this one would be a challenge flag all the way, because I agree. I thought the marking was a little bit further back, but I also thought the previous play, I thought the ball was marked back a little bit. So Akron Fairgrove will benefit from the break right there, and the Cougars defense will come back on the field.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings from Akron Fairgrove with 2:35 left in our third quarter of play. And Akron, again, everything they've touched offensively here in the third quarter, Jason, has been golden.
It has been, and it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to stick with a heavy dose of Johnson. Well,
ball's down on the ground.
It was going to be a Johnson.
Karpovich jumps on it after he finally figured out where it was at. Went right off the old noggin.
Oakslina in there, number 18 for the Cougars.
That was a big break as the Cougars were in the neighborhood, just could not get to it.
No, I think you're looking for any type of break you can get as a Cougar coach, as a Cougar player. Fumble, a deflection, an interception. You would love to get a 3-and-out here.
Well, and I think you're going to see a heavy dose of Johnson and Karpovich as they are going to pound the ball and hope they can move the sticks here with a 3-possession lead. Now trying to come back, gets rid of that football, and just does he get it across the line of scrimmage because it went out of bounds on the sideline, and it was very close to the first down marker, or the
down
marker, and so they're going to rule that he was out, but a great blitz coming on the backside from the Cougars to really force that hand.
Yeah, Levi Johnson came in untouched on that one and forced Karpovich to maybe get rid of it a little bit quicker than he wanted to. It looked like they were trying to get Johnson out there, but this is the play right here, 3rd and 14, where Doty has made a name for himself, Squires has made a name for himself, and Karpovich by just getting the ball either out in their hands or maybe trying to make something happen in the open field.
Well, you got to spy Karpovich as they try and come to the outside, cutting back across the grain. They're going to run out of real estate, but they've got themselves a 4th and 5 yard to go now. They really got a big chunk of real estate on 3rd and long.
Yeah, I think, well, we talk about it every week. If you have 3rd and long and you plan on going for it on 4th, you just want to get half of it. If you have zero, inclination going for it on 4th down, then you're trying to get the first down. So there's obviously a lot of other activities that go through the coach's mind in your decision making.
Yeah, and I think at this point you are going to punt the football, and I know others may disagree with that, but you're switching the field and flipping it right now.
Switching and flipping?
Flipping and switching.
Flitching and swipping?
Flitching, yes indeed. And there's one over the head. I don't know that he's even got a chance to get off with it. As now he's coming down the field, and there is a defenseless, and they're going to get that all day long. You cannot hit a defenseless player, and Johnson is going to do that, and that will be a penalty that'll come all the way back from the 35-yard line and be another 10. Boy, absolutely
we saw
teeth-shattering.
It's so much easier to see it when there's only 16 guys on the field.
Yep.
As the fists go fist to fist.
That's a dangerous hit, too, on a defenseless player. So now they're talking things over, and coaching staff's going, he ought to be ejected. He ought to be ejected for that. You're going to get yourself a penalty, and I think from the spot that it was tossed down.
I'm not sure what we're doing here. So we're going to re-kick it. We're going to
there's going to be a penalty enforcement.
So it's
unless they're declining the penalty because it was an incomplete pass, and the ball will be spotted.
So isn't it a spot foul? So here we go.
Well, I think they're still trying to figure it out. I think what you need on the incomplete passes.
It was a punt. He was able to punt it away. He got the punt after the hit. He didn't throw. He got the kickoff. So the punt went down to around the 25-ish, where it was down.
And I didn't watch the ball being punted. I actually stayed on the hit. So I think the officials are trying to figure it out. And that's where a 5th man on the field being able to give his opinion of what he saw. And I really don't know what. Now they're going to mark off the 15.
So now they're going to make him punt it again. So it's going to be from the 32-ish, 32, 33. So it's going to be 4th down and a long ways to go. So the punt team will stay on. And let's see if anything changes here.
I think they get a little bit better punt, and I would hope that the return man for All Saints needs to move up about 25 yards. As that ball is up, and he must not want to catch that ball because he's sitting way back, and he just walks away from it. As Bo Williams says, we'll take it where it comes out, and we're going to have another blindside block, I believe, and I did not see it, but our umpire, Michael Carter, says, I've got that thing right down here on the ground, and There's a player down for the Cougars. Don't know the number, but I could tell by the way he hit the ground, he got rocked.
Well, unfortunately, we always talk about this. Discipline. Akron Fairgrove in the first half could be up by another touchdown or two had it not been for the multiple penalties that put them into second and long, third and long position. We're seeing the same thing here. You're up by 3 touchdowns. You're up by 3 scores. You need to stay disciplined. This is where teams fall apart. If you get a player ejected, you get a Johnson ejected, you get a Erdody ejected, a Karpovich ejected, and these guys are playing both ways. That changes the entire scope of the game.
Well, very happy to see this young man still trying to guess at his number as he was sideways from us, so we couldn't really tell.
I think we're being told
Ballard?
number 4, Ballard, Robbie.
So the 15-yard penalty is going to bring the ball out to the 48-yard line, but I think head trainer Sean Sullivan's just making sure that he doesn't hear the 12 o'clock bells still ringing.
Yeah, the old bells of St. Mary's. We don't have a St. Mary's anymore, son.
Yep, that's, again, very, very dangerous. And as a player, you have got to recognize a defenseless player. And when something like that can cause you a hit, and again, when you got a personal foul, if that's deemed a helmet hit, then you could be done, and that means you're done for the first half of the next.
Yeah, it's all about being disciplined at this point. You know, again, being up, and I don't want to hear, and people, well, we've never not been in this situation. That's no excuse. You still control what you control out there on the football field, so figure it out. If you see somebody, if you see the numbers on somebody, you can't hit them.
Well, and with 33 ticks left in the third, the Cougars have got to stay focused after 2 of these plays in a row from Akron Fairgrove that you still have to play your game. You can't be out for revenge right now because you're not going to put points on the board doing that.
No, this isn't a boxing match. You're not going to get more points for counter punches.
So the helmet's going to the end of the bench and going to be hidden for a while, and Dittmer's going to have to go through some protocol, or Ballard, excuse me, before he has a chance. Bo's going to pass this off. It's underthrown, and there's a pass interference because the offensive player did not have an opportunity to get to the football, and the defender really never even tried to look back for the ball and just ran into him. So, boy, I would say we are well into the 120-130 range for penalty yards for Akron Fairgrove in this game.
I think we're into the 2-hour mark for this third quarter, too. It has been a long quarter with 28 seconds left with the penalties. So pass interference on that play right there. So high school pass interference is going to be a 10-yard or 15-yard? 15-yard. First down. It was first and 10, so the 15 yards will give them another first down at the 38.
And with the 28 ticks left in the third, this could be the last play of the third quarter. Motion here to the near side of the field. Wetter's back. He's got company coming. Now he's going to get rid of that football and throws it into traffic. 3 defenders there amongst 2 receivers, and incomplete pass.
Now you see 3 whites to 2 blues. Typically, that would have been maybe one to toss to the side.
But at this point, do you take a few chances you might not take in a 1-score game, knowing that you've got to put points on the board?
Well, getting it intercepted with 20 seconds left in the third quarter isn't going to help your cause. So it's going to be a situation for him that he just needs to make sure that, as the maturity grows and everything else, the decision-making will improve. But, that's just not good odds.
Well, maybe he thought where he put the ball, he had a better chance of it being caught than intercepted. So they live to play another down, 2nd down and 10. Williams faked that handoff. Wetter's going to throw that thing back down the field, and a perfectly thrown ball in and out of the hands of the intended receiver downfield.
So Bo Williams on the wheel route there comes through in motion. They fake it to him. He just uses his speed to get to the outside. Wetters was able to get his feet set, put the ball exactly, perfect pass.
Well, and I got to say something right now relative to people that have not played under the lights. that ball can come in and out of the lights even for a split second and take all your concentration away. So people have to understand that that is a possibility, how somebody can potentially drop a ball that's thrown right into their hands.
Well, everything looks so perfect to us, up here.
Great formation now as they had to redo the formation. There was a little bit of motion as Wetter's trying to go downfield, and he picks up maybe about 4 yards before he goes out of bounds.
It didn't look good from the start. There looked to be some...
should have been a motion penalty.
Yeah. Seemed to be a lot of action where players weren't sure if they were where they were supposed to be. Their hands were up, checking with the side judge to make sure that they were on the line. And
boy, this is eternity for the last half a minute here of this third quarter.
The 2 incomplete passes, the running out of bounds. Now it's 4th down and 8. 10 seconds left here in quarter number 3.
As we'll see what the Cougars can come up with on this 4th down. Motion here to the near side of the field. Wetter's trying to get rid of that ball, and there was nobody open when he tried to get rid of that ball. Guess who gets it? Karpovich says from one quarterback to the other, I'm coming to get you.
Well, that puts 2 seconds left here in the third quarter. We're inching a little bit closer to the end.
There's an opportunity to get through the end of this third quarter at some point.
My guess will be one more play. I'm going on a limb. Over under FanDuel.com calls it 98%.
Well, and the Western Warriors at halftime of this game were already starting the 4th quarter of their game. Last report was still no score in that game. So 1st and 10 for the Vikings of Akron Fairgrove, as in all probability this will be the last play of the third quarter.
Oh, let's not jinx ourselves. We've been out to later games this year. Yeah. We've been out to 10-17, 10-18 at Bay City Western.
There is Johnson again. He bangs forward for about 6 yards to midfield, and hey, that's the end of our third quarter of play and our score. The Vikings of Akron Fairgrove 36 and the All Saints Cougars 14. Back in a moment for the 4th quarter on BCTV.
Over the years, he's put his heart into being your dad. He was always there to fix things. Now that he needs help, don't lose hope. Covenant Center for the Heart is leading the way in minimally invasive heart options for inoperable or high-risk patients, with the first and most comprehensive structural heart disease program in the Great Lakes Bay region. It's extraordinary heart care, close to home.
Back on Bay County TV as we are finally ready to start the 4th quarter of play. As the ready for play comes, and the Akron Fairgrove team will be 2nd down and 3 yards to go. Again, there's another dose of Johnson. He just gets 3-4 yards and then puts his shoulder down and finishes and gets down to the 46-yard line. Move the sticks. Another 1st and 10 Akron Fairgrove.
Well, Johnson meet Dangler, Dangler meet Johnson. That's been kind of the way it's been going all night.
What a great workhorse this young man is going to be, as he's just over 20 carries right now, averaging well over 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, he's got a nice little pop to him, but again, Dangler on the other side of it. But the thing about Karpovich is when he fakes it to him, why would you not pay attention to what Johnson's at? And then that's when Karpovich is dangerous, getting the ball to Erdody, running the ball, making things happen with his feet.
And again, another move to get him to the outside, makes the first 2 people miss. And
Dangler misses and then comes back into the place.
He's like, I don't miss you twice, but that was a 5-yard gain after he was hit a yard into the backfield. So great individual effort by Johnson.
This brings up about a 2nd down and 6. Coaches right now for all Saints are trying to come up with anything to get a stop here and get the ball back on the offensive side.
Well, and I think it's pretty obvious right now that it's going to be the Johnson show right now, because they can keep the clock moving. He's getting positive yardage on every rush, so it makes a lot of sense just to do that. And
look at his jersey. I love it. I love it. Started off as white.
Now it's the dirtiest.
Now it's the black one.
Karpovich on the keeper. He's coming to the near side of the field.
Stays in bounds.
Stays in bounds.
Well, they're going to.
Well, he looked like he stayed in bounds to me.
Brought down by Dengler.
But we had the football team in front of us, and so after that initial contact and you fall down, even if you go out of bounds, I'm all about that clock rocks.
Yes, amen. Kind of surprised that he
forward progress hadn't stopped, whether he went out of bounds or not. But again, you're dealing in. It's going to be one of those situations where even the umpire's just asking a quick question. He goes, "You sure that that one couldn't have been a winder?" He says, "No, I had this one clear as day." Well, there's a lot of people in the box here now. As Johnson again. He just is patient. His hole's not there, so he comes about 2 or 3 holes back to the left and gets positive yardage enough to move the sticks again.
Yeah, he's really running well tonight. But, it started off that way. The thing about it is Akron Fairgrove is staying true. They're not throwing the ball as much as we expected them. We thought maybe they were going to be more like the air raid type show and try to get the ball up. But Karpovich has done a nice job of only needing that when Johnson needs either a break or they see something that the defense is converging in on Johnson. So,
well, when you have that type of success running the ball, Jason, the defense peeks into the backfield for Johnson, and that's where you get your big plays from the passing game.
Yeah, number 80, Andrew Collier, into the game. He's on our near side for the receiver standpoint. As Johnson up the middle, it's going to probably be tackled by a guy named Luke Dangler, if you've heard of him.
I think I've heard of that guy once or 50 times tonight.
Yeah, he seems to be. It started off as McNary from his cornerback spot, making things happen, and then Dangler on the other side of it.
Another just about 5-yard gain on the play, so it's second down and about 5 yards to go, and they're starting to chew up the real estate. They're starting to chew up the fourth quarter clock with 9.5 minutes and counting left in the game.
Looking over the Akron Fairgrove, there's just not a lot of players over there. The one thing that All Saints has a benefit of is a JV program. But they've got some numbers over here, and I think that's another positive thing for Coach Gus and the staff to look forward to.
Well, the 8th grade team also showed that ability. The ball down on the ground, and we'll see who might have their hands on it.
Karpovich says, "I'll just take it back. I'm not going to hand it off anymore." I tried that one.
Try to hand it off. It goes down on the ground, and he pounces back on it. But the 7th and 8th grade team here at All Saints is around 30 kids as well, so the future looks bright for continued junior varsity football. And when you get kids an opportunity to get reps at the junior varsity level, it only makes them a whole lot better when they get up to the varsity.
Oh, I agree. I think it's important that, not only that, but they've got the continuity of the coaches, the coaching staffs that have been around for quite a few years, and even their middle school coaches being coached by longtime varsity coach and varsity assistant coaches for the Cougars.
Yep, Tom Herrick and also Jeff Beisel as Karpovich stays in bounds. And he picks up positive yardage. Looks to be just shy of that first down marker. It's going to be
about 4th down and 3 is what I'm guessing. As Salinas comes up a little limp there. Number 63 for the Cougars, Jordan Perk. I haven't mentioned his name very much tonight, as much as we did a couple weeks ago. As number 9, Ethan Eisler, is entering the game. Another big fella. He's also one of the kids that is a co-op from the Bay City Academy, as well as Chris Pope, number 44, and McNary, number 27.
And Eisler's just a sophomore, too, so he's a kid that's just getting his feet wet in football. Is only going to get better.
He's a big kid, too, sitting at 6 foot 225, but, as the foot speed improves and, that size, he could be a little Luke Dangler in the working.
And we're going to have a timeout on the field, and it will be Akron Fairgrove with 7:35 left in the game. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Thinking about high-quality education with highly qualified teachers and a wide variety of quality programs? Look no further than Bay City Public Schools.
There's wonderful teachers, wonderful educators, administrators. It's a great place to go to school.
We include everybody, and we have a very diverse student base.
At Bay City Public Schools, the teachers are truly there to see the students succeed.
Bay City Public Schools, exceptional opportunities for all. Call us to enroll today, 989-686-9700.
Back here on BCTV, coming out of the timeout. 4th down and about 3 yards to go for Akron Fairgrove. Ball down on the ground. Karpovich is going to try and throw that thing, and he's going to end up. Is that ball caught? I believe it is. Nope, they're going to say that his foot was out of bounds. What a great job that time And who was that tried to make that great catch down there?
That was Erdody.
Erdody.
Yeah, right with McNair. Again, McNary and Erdody have been having a great receiver battle with McDerry from his cornerback position, but unfortunately a little foot on the bounds. And again, if we got challenge flags available, I think Akron Fairgrove would have been tossing theirs on that one. That looked to be. I almost wanted just to give him the catch for the effort.
He did make a great catch, with the defense just slapping him all over the place, trying to knock that ball away. But the ball goes over on downs. I think the big toe was on the sideline.
Yeah, that's why you need a size 12.5, not a size 14.
Yeah. So the 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars with 7:28 left in the ball game. They need some instant offense.
Well, we saw it last time we talked about instant offense. They got it real quick. They were able to put some points on the board as Wetters goes back, and Wetters goes down. Nice tackle right there. Boy, number 44 by Gavin Prime.
I really think that's still a great decision because there was really nothing to throw downfield to, so he just ended up saying, I'm going to get quick 5 out of here and live for another down.
Well, again, we're watching maturity. 3 weeks ago we were here. We're still seeing continued maturity by that freshman quarterback. And again, like you said, we're not calling him a freshman anymore. He's just a quarterback. Just happens to be a young quarterback. A rookie. We'll call him a rookie.
He is a first-year starter on the varsity, but is going to do nothing but get better. That's for sure. Butter's back. He's got a little bit of time. He's going to run again, and he is going to be a little bit short of the first down marker as he gets down just shy of the 40-yard line. And it's going to end up being 3rd down and 2 yards to go. As the clock is stopped for the moment with 6:38 left in the game. 36-14, Akron Fairgrove over the Cougars.
Well, right now Akron's best friend is the scoreboard in terms of the clock winding down. So as long as these possessions keep taking some time and, if they give up 6-7 yards, they give up a first down, it's not going to be the end of the world for the Vikings.
Another great pass as Wetters completes that ball, and it goes out to the 47-yard line. And that looks like Bo Williams out there.
Yeah, it was nice to see Bo get the ball. Again, it's been a main target. So was Robbie Ballard, who has been sat down since his concussion protocol. But another big target for Wetters. And when you lose a guy like Ballard, and then again, the defense is able to do what? Put more focus on the one guy that you are throwing the ball to, which in this case is number 2, Bo Williams.
1st and 10 for the Cougars. Now they've got a legal formation. Wetters is going to try and throw that back across the grain. What a great grab at the 46-yard line.
Charlie Warren with the tootsies down.
Boy, he definitely knew exactly where he needed to be and just got those feet down. It's going to be just short of the first down mark. 2nd down and 1 yard to go.
Yeah, we get out of bounds, gets the clock stopped. And again, if you're Akron, you're all right with that. You're just playing prevent. You just don't want anything major happening, going over your head.
No chunk plays.
No.
2nd down and about a half a yard for the All Saints Cougars, as they can still make a lot of positive things happen. Flip to the outside again, and looked like another face mask.
Well, everyone's throwing their flag over there. That's good. All 4 flags are down.
We might as well have it, as the referee showed great arm strength as that thing went probably 23 yards in the air. As very obvious personal foul face mask. And again, Jason, we talked about especially the number of face mask penalties tonight. This is probably number 5 during the game, and that's something you got to clean up if you have an opportunity to continue playing past next week.
Well, I think if you're looking at things you can improve on, because Akron Fairgrove, their main players, the names that we keep mentioning, are younger, are underclassmen. Their quarterback's a junior. Johnson's a senior. They will lose him, but Deal is a sophomore. So they're going to have some guys coming back. Gould is a sophomore. So they're going to have to figure out how to really shore up the discipline aspect of it, because that's the difference between a playoff team and a non-playoff team. That's the difference between making it to round 2 and being taken out in week 1.
Well, Bo Williams had that ball just sail right straight through his hands as Wetters put that ball right on the spot that he needed to put it, but he had some mustard on that, and I think it surprised Williams how quick it got there.
Well, you know, he does have a nice little toss on that one, but again, it was well defended by the Vikings.
Second down and 10, still 5:58 left in the ball game. As Wetters is going to work on his passing, he goes downfield and has a wide open receiver, but just ran out of real estate.
Wide open because he's out of bounds. I'd be wide open down there on the sideline.
Well, that ball needed to be thrown over the inside shoulder, and had that ball happened to be there, that was a potential for 6 points. But again, Wetters has been running around trying to buy time and find real estate here in this game.
Well, make things happen, and talked about keeping his jersey clean. And there's been a couple of times where he's had to take off on his own, and a couple other times where he's made some nice passes that, you know, may have been dropped.
They'll continue to work together and make it happen. Wetters back, and again, he's got time as he's rolling to the right side of the field, and he does not see the defense coming from the backside in the form of number 65. That is Lemon.
Freshman, Isaiah Lemon.
So Lemon gets in on the activity, and again, Wetters just kept looking and looking and looking, could not find anybody to get open. It'll be 4th down and 10 yards to go with 5:46 left in the fourth.
Yeah, you know, I think putting you around the rollout is good, but it also limits what you're able to get to and what you can see on the field. When you're rolling out continuously down here to the near side, it really puts the hamper on it. And it allows that defensive lineman from the other side who comes in pretty much untouched to keep the chase on.
Now they're pinning their ears back right now because they know Wetters is going to be throwing the football. Wetters gets rid of it, and the ball is picked off, so they probably lost 6 yards on that interception, but that's Kapovic with the interception. And with 5:39 left in the ball game, you got to figure that the offense for the Vikings is going to come back on the field and just try and ground it out.
Well, they're going to Johnson it up. They're just going to give the ball to Mr. Johnson and see what can make it happen here. And again, they're not in a rush. They want to keep the clock moving. They want to get nobody hurt and finish this game off as strong as they started it with the pick six. It really set the tone, you know, early in the game, and even though All Saints was able to withstand the initial pick six and then the score, Akron Fairgrove's done a nice job of just maintaining who they are, their identity.
I concur with that. 1st down, 10 yards to go. And a new ball carrier on the play, and that is number 40, Sherd. And Sherd wasn't sure-handed on that one, and the ball went down, and the Cougars are going to get their hands back on it.
It bounced around and ended up in a guy named Luke Dangler's hands.
Who?
Luke Dangler.
Huh. Boy, has he just had himself a game defensively.
Well, it's like one of those things where the ball just falls into your arms or what. It's Merry Christmas. Happy birthday. Happy Christmas, Merry birthday.
Right place at the right time. 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars with 5:34 left in the game.
Going back to their tight formation. Pope in the backfield in front of Williams, lead blocker.
Trying to get downfield and get out of bounds. Gets a couple extra yards on the play.
Williams on the carry.
So Bo with a determined run, picking up, I want to say about 5 on the play.
And he gets out of bounds, stops the clock with 5:27 left.
Boy, this game has taken a long time. I got to come back here and referee 2 youth games tomorrow.
Well, they got the cot for you right here.
Could have brought my sleeping bag. 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Cougars again back into that tight formation. Wetters under center. He's going to curl around the outside, and we're going to have a penalty flag down. Probably a holding as he's throwing that thing downfield, and it's nearly picked off and nearly a touchdown, and ends up being an incomplete pass.
Bunch of nearlies.
And it will be a holding penalty, and I'm pretty certain that the Vikings will accept.
I think they would have liked to have accepted the interception. Kind of went through his hands and bounced around a little bit. It looked like, not sure if it was Dangler down there that had a chance at the deflection.
It's the 10-yard penalty, moves it back to the 35-yard line. It'll be second down and 17 yards to go for the All Saints Cougars.
And clock will start on the snap with 5:16 left here and a 22-point lead for the Vikings.
Boy, Wetters again throwing that ball downfield, and a perfectly thrown ball. And the completion goes down inside the 15 to about the 12.
Yeah, you're watching this smaller field as Charlie Warren with the recipient of the pass, but the smaller field, everything just looks so much more compact, and then Wetters just tosses it down like it's nothing, and then Warren's there, the recipient.
Well, and that's about the only person that could have caught that ball, too. The rest back across the field. It's really hard to come back across the middle late and expect anything good to happen. 5:09 left in the game. The Cougars continue to march downfield. Williams on the outside. He's got the corner down inside the 10-yard line to about the 5 before he's knocked out of bounds.
It's a hard runner. He's running hard. He's being hit hard. He keeps bouncing back up. I had him down in the first half for roughly about 36 yards on about 8 carries, and he's taking his fair share of punishment out there. And he keeps coming back. So give me the ball. Give me the ball, Jack.
Just wants more, and he's just another one of those young guns here on this football team.
Yes, and only going to improve.
5:02 left in the game. Second down and a long 2-yard to go situation. Going one up the middle, and I think sniffing the goal line into the end zone. It's an All Saints Cougar touchdown.
Chris Pope Francis.
He absolutely found a little gap between the center and the right guard, and he was 3 yards downfield before he got touched.
Yeah, he's a hard runner. He got his game going last week with the fourth quarter opportunity and didn't pass up an opportunity tonight to get the starting nod back there.
Cougars will go for the 2-point conversion with 4:57 left in the game. Pope again to the outside. And they don't want any part of him going around the corner. The 2-point conversion is good. Time out of the field with 4:57 left in the ball game. It's 36-22. The Vikings of Akron Fairgrove on top over the All Saints Cougars. Back in a moment on BCTV. Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue, or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu. Back here on BCTV, as in all probability, the All Saints Cougars are going to try an onside kick. And we'll find out as Akron Fairgrove kind of feels the same way, Jason, as they've got 7 people up in the first 10 yards.
Well, they've kicked off 4 times. This will be the 4th time. The first 3 went out of bounds, so this will be the first kick inbounds if they keep the onside kick moving.
But I think they want to try and put this one right down the middle if they're onside in it. And that ball did, and it took a great favorable hop for those, but the second level return man was able to pounce on that, and that's Guild.
Landon Sheard came into the game for Johnson on the last possession and subsequently fumbled on his first touch. That time right there, he went down to get the ball, and it bounced over his head. So, they're going to go back to Johnson, I think, here for at least a little bit.
Well, I think you're going to get a steady dose of Johnson now with 4:55 left in the game, because a 3 and out here and All Saints with an opportunity and 3 timeouts left would have a chance to score again. So I think they're going to try and see what they can do. And I think Akron Fairgrove now is a little confused, perplexed, needs a timeout. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on BCTV. So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Tri-Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Caucaulin or give us a call at 989-684-9607. Back here on Bay County TV with a second half that seems like it's lasted an eternity, but the Cougars down 14 with 4:55 left in the game. That ball's down on the ground. And guess who hops back on it? Karpovich, at least for the third or fourth time tonight, has had to jump on a ball that's been loose on the ground.
Well, Johnson ran into Deal, who was coming in on the sweep action. You know, he putting him in motion, and Johnson runs right into the backside of him. Thump puts the ball on the ground, and Karpovich says, "You know what? I'm just going to keep the ball." There's another injured Cougar on the field.
One of the numbers is a 4. Can't quite tell what the other number is. Might be Pope.
He's not giving him a concussion look right now. I don't know what exactly happened, but I saw Akron Fairgrove back up about 5 yards to take their knee. And now they are going back even further to huddle up a little bit. So assuming that Mr. Pope, if it is Mr. Pope indeed, will be able to walk off on his own power. With 4:42 left in the fourth quarter, as the referee's telling, "Hey guys, hold on."
They want this game to be done too.
It's number 14.
14, yeah.
Levi Johnson is the injured Cougar on the field, coming off slowly.
Again, we are late in the ball game, but still 4:42 left in the game. The last probably 60 seconds has taken 15 minutes here. As now we're going to start the clock again as Johnson comes off the field.
It's going to stop again.
I do believe they're going to keep trying to run the football.
I just wish they'd wait for the back judge to put
his
hand up.
No, it's good. It's got in 4 minutes the referee.
Okay.
So now they're going up with the 10 seconds and a very nicely taught. Johnson, the ball carrier, again making people miss about 4 to 5 yards after contact, and that makes it a very makeable third down and 4 yard to go situation.
And the clock is running with 4 minutes and 5 seconds left.
I got to believe if they make one more first down, that's pretty much going to wipe out the clock.
Yeah, it could. You know, you still got a couple timeouts if you're sitting in the Cougars, but you'd like to get them into a fourth down situation here, as it is third down and about 4.5, a long 4.
My money is on the guy with the dirtiest jersey getting his hands on it on third down.
I'm going Karpovich. I'm going fake to Johnson and keep it Karpovich. Tecmo Bo
comes around the outside, and he's going to be short of the first down, but he does stay in bounds, as it'll be fourth down and about 2 yards
for
to
all
go.
Saints. That's a good call right there. So
the Cougars are going to have to sell out on fourth down to try and get their hands back on the football. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Ow, ow, ouch! My hip, my knee, my joints feel out of whack. Ow, ow, oh my! The pain, I can't take it anymore.
Back here on Bay County TV with still 3:21 left in the game. The Cougars using a timeout here to try and stop this 4th and 2 conversion. You know they're going to be selling out every gap. Johnson breaks the tackle, and now he's going to be downfield. He is going to go into the end zone. It's going to be an Akron Fairgrove Viking touchdown.
And that is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. They sold out. They knew what was coming. Johnson just had better offense.
Boy, he just had a little bit of seam, and you knew once he got 5 yards into the defense, there was nobody left.
Williams was putting up a very valiant effort, but at the end result was Johnson was going to be not denied on his trip to the end zone.
42-22, pending the 2-point conversion. as they come up to the line of scrimmage, and looks like they have got Sherd in the backfield instead of Johnson.
I'd give him a little break.
Let's see if he'll give him another opportunity to hand the ball, and this time he gets it off the ground, and he's going to try and go around the corner, showing a little speed. He is going to dive forward and be short of the goal line. The conversion is no good. Time out of the field with 3:10 left in the ball game. 42-22. The Cougars down 20. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Is your pain holding you back from things you enjoy, like playing with your grandchildren or participating in a sport? At Collier Chiropractic, we specialize in neck pain, back pain, headaches, or sciatica that won't go away. If you've tried chiropractic, you've tried physical therapy, you've gone to your medical doctor with no results, or you take medication and it doesn't even touch your pain, then put this number in your phone, give us a call, see how we're different at Collier Chiropractic, Bay City.
Back on BCTV as we've still got 3:10 left in this ball game, as the Akron Fairgrove team with a situation where they are up 20 and going to be kicking.
Well, on the flip side of it, you got youth football here tomorrow. That'll be exciting for you, a couple games.
Got 2 games, and the Bay City Central team, the South End Wolves, as the only undefeated team in the league, and really 2 of the premier players in the league. And one of them is an ex-Central running back named Unique Houston's little cousin, and he's got a lot of unique in him. He's making people miss, and he is a road runner.
Amen. Good to see. I'm sure Freddie over at Bay City Central would love to have him now.
High deep end over end kick. Going to be finally picked up at the 11-yard line. Trying to move forward, and the guy with the dirtiest jersey is going to end up making the tackle.
Yeah, Warren with the return and Johnson with the tackle.
Charlie Warren on that return.
But I think the one person you don't want to be is Johnson's mom, going to try and have to make that jersey white after the game.
Tide commercial all over again right here. This is the 1980s commercial.
So look at that tee. The tee went 14 yards.
He says he just tosses it over halfway to Wisner.
Get that thing out of the way. We're heading back to Akron Fairgrove. A few people gimping on here late in the game. It's been a heavy hitting game, as Sherd is kind of a little limpy, but he's like, I finally got on the field here. I don't want to get off now.
I'm fine, Coach. I'm fine.
1st and 10 with 3:02 left. Quick little dump pass. Heading down the sidelines with a lot of room to go. Warren down inside the 10, down inside the 7-yard line to the 6-yard line. He just could not finish, and he takes a little minute on the ground. He goes, I'm just a little bit out of gas right now.
He knows it's going to take a little while for them linemen to get down there. That's nice sportsmanship by number 12, Jeff Deal, who helped him up from the Viking side. And that's a quick pass, and all of a sudden you're down in 1st and goal territory.
That's a stat pattern, as it'll be 1st and goal from the 7 for the All Saints Cougars with 2:40 left in the game.
Every time we talk about the straw that breaks the camel's back, or the coffin and the nail, and the nail in the coffin, Bo Williams is going to be recipient, and now the Cougars are back on the board. So their quick scoring offense has been fantastic. It's when they've actually had a drive is when they've struggled. So
they've made some nice big plays in the game, and with 2:29 left in the ball game,
back to a 14-point game.
It's a 2-possession game. They'll go for the 2-point conversion, and no doubt go for the onside.
And still sitting with 2 timeouts.
Coming in to have a surefire, cannot fail 2-point play.
Well, the good news is at 14 points, you still, score a 2-point and another score away. It's not like the old traditional, if you're down 16, you need both scores and the 2 points. So this would be just a nice opportunity for them to get the opportunity to put the ball in the end zone, and Williams is going to try to do so, and is
just
not
short.
Yeah.
Letters pass
So at timeout on the field with 2:29 left in the ball game. Back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back on Bay County TV is the quick strike Cougar offense. Puts another 6 on the board with 2:29 left in the ball game, but still down 14 points. They're going to need a monumental effort once again from an onside kick. See if they can get it to take another one of those big hops like it did the last time. And again, that ball down in the ground and almost picked up by the Cougars. Finally corralled in by number 28, Uding.
Well, we had six members of the All Saints community up here in the press box that were all oohing and on that one.
They were all thinking it was that close, but unfortunately for the Cougar fans, ball goes over. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings from Akron Fairgrove.
Well, with the game clock at 40 seconds, you're talking, if you get one first down here, you're looking at, mathematically speaking, that the game would be out of question. Now, there are 2 timeouts left for the Cougars, so we'll see if they choose to use them.
Depending on what they run for a play, if they can run 6-7 seconds on a sweep of some point before the 40 seconds start. And that looks like it's the dirtiest jersey out there on first down, and it looks like the All Saints Cougars are going to call a timeout.
We're right on cue on that one.
1 yard gain. It'll be the second timeout by the Cougars. 2:20 left in the ball game. Back in a moment on BCTV.
It'll be 2nd and 9.
Hi, I'm Zoe, and today I'm here to change your outlook on becoming a referee. Sometimes being a referee can be hard work, but I'm here to tell you that the positives far outweigh the negatives. Just think of the impact you could have on the younger generation, the laughs you could share, and the lives you could change. There's an unofficiated game that needs you.
Back here on Bay County TV, 2nd down and 9 yards to go with 2:20 left in the game. The Cougars with 1 timeout remaining. Johnson, the ball carrier, again makes another very short gain as the Cougar defense is stingy. And they'll use their last timeout with 2:13 left. We'll take another quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
At Covenant Healthcare, we lead with the most advanced technology. We lead with the most experienced, comprehensive medical and surgical teams. We lead with partnerships to teach our future doctors and with organizations who help us bring world-renowned care close to home. We lead because our patients are at the center of everything we do. Covenant Healthcare, extraordinary care for every generation.
Back on Bay County TV, it's 3rd down and 8 yards to go. The All Saints Cougars out of timeouts in the ball game. And it will probably be a Johnson handoff once again, as they're going to try and throw that ball deep downfield. It's going to be picked off by the All Saints Cougars. Bo Williams brings it back to the 43-yard line.
Well, I'm questioning a couple of things. One, why you squib kick it at the end of the first half, and why are you throwing? You would have been better off punting if you wanted to flip the field position.
Well, they wanted Johnson here on the flat, and he was double teamed. The Cougars were all over that play, and so he just threw it up for grabs.
Take a knee. Let the clock keep running. You would have knocked off. It would have been 1:20 before you would have had to snap the ball. I mean, those are the things, if you're not accustomed to doing, I get it. You know, but these are the learning points, teaching points from the coaching staff that they need to work on. As he's going to throw
He's going to throw that thing downfield, and ball just overthrown over the top of Bo Williams.
And they're looking for a flag, and the only person that had their hands on them was Bo pushing off of the defender. So you might want to put their arms down, because that wasn't going to work out in your favor.
That wasn't going to happen. There was not enough there for anything, and Back to the line of scrimmage. After another 7 seconds off the clock, it's stopped at 1:55.
Still looking for the owner of the lost.
We got lost key still up here. People are going to be.
Oh, they'll know in about 1 minute and 55 seconds whether they got their keys or not.
Yeah.
They'll be coming back in and saying, I can't really get the buggy home without the keys. 2nd down and 10
Need the
for
buggy.
the All Saints Cougars as they run trips to the near side of the field. Throwing that ball down. Another great reception for a 1st down.
Charlie Warren again with the
Warren is complete.
Another Warren's a little bit
he's skipping out there.
Yeah. I think he's got just a little bit. I don't know if he's got a Charlie horse or an ankle there.
Yeah, I think he might have caught a little shin action too, the way he was grabbing down. But again, when you got a couple other guys on the bench that aren't ready for that spot to be put into, so you're going to go out there with a limping Warren is better than
unless he's got the limp and then explodes off the line of scrimmage, and when the defense thinks that he's not going to be able to run. Running for his life again. Has another play to the sideline with $1:43 left, and there was a modest gain to Bo Williams on that play.
Clock stops. 1:43. 3rd down and about call it 9, 8.
About the 37.5-yard line.
Yep, the down box still has 2nd, but we know it's
we
3rd.
know better.
Yep, they did just get a 1st down. See, they got me in a moment of daze here. Back to the outside again, another completed pass, and able to pick up the 1st down and a little bit more.
Pass to Williams is complete.
So Weathers is really getting some stats going on this passing game for the day, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's going to translate into a W.
No, but he's getting the ball out quick, and he's getting the ball out to the right people and making the right reads.
Putting the ball in a position for them to get additional yards after the catch. 1:20 and counting left in the game. Lateral pass.
So that becomes a running play. That's a running play.
Yep.
It's a long running play. Long, stretched out running play. So Warren will get credit for the carry and the 4-yard gain, 3-yard gain.
Warren's going to have that little foot, ankle, shin, whatever he's got injury. He won't really remember it until he goes to take that first step out of the rack in the morning, and then I think he's going to find out that that's a little bit sore.
It's going to be homecoming tomorrow, too. You got to get that your giddy-up fix so you get out there and boogie.
Get your groove on.
Boogie. They still boogie-woogie?
I
don't know.
If you say they boogie, they woogie. Yes, indeed. 2nd down and 7. Motion goes Williams to the wide side. They were looking to get him the ball in the flats, and again, a pass that was thrown really in the only spot it could so that it would not have been interception, falls incomplete.
Yeah, you're right on top of it, and our announcer here in the booth, Tim Bauer's right on top of that. Got a lot of great spotters up here. We can't say enough good things about the maestro who's producing this whole show. We don't see him, so we forget about him.
Never forgotten.
What's his name?
Oh, Mr. Nicholas Page. How about the guy down on the clock, too? He's been around these parts for a day or two. Mr. Debo down there.
He's down there just because he wants to stay warm.
He's got a warm spot, too. Weathers coming to the inside, and he's going to get out of bounds. As we've still got $1.09 left in this game with no change.
No. That's all there is. There is no more. So that'll bring up a 4th down, and let's say caught 5 or 6.
Yeah, a little long 5 and
a close 6. Long 5, close 6.
As the Cougars
still looking to make something happen here. This game is not out of question. We're talking still 2 possession. It's going to be essential for them to score and get the 2-point conversion.
Yes, they definitely have to move the sticks here on 3rd down and 4th down, and the ball, guess who? The quarterback who's done it all tonight, Karpovich, taps that thing away, and I would say now they'll go to a familiar formation called the victory formation.
Well, it's familiar if you're winning.
Yes.
if you're not winning, it's called the pain in the butt formation.
Well, I mean, it's the favored, and it's
the
favored by anybody that's winning.
Even more so than the West Coast offense. Even more famous than Mouse Davis. Jerry Glanville.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones. June Jones.
Junie. As the last minute and 5 will go, and they'll probably only have to snap this ball one more time. And this one will be in the history books. And again, we're about 4 minutes shy of a 2-hour second half, as we got to halftime at 10:00 or 8:06, and we're after the 10 o'clock hour.
It was a great festivities, a lot of great festivities. They had the homecoming float that came by and showed a lot of creativity, and that little snap right there and that little taking of the knee, that should signal the end of the ball game. There's just under 30 seconds left as both teams will head to midfield so they can get their handshake out.
Very, very well played, hard fought game. Both teams able to move it up and down the field, but a couple of monster plays by the Akron Fairgrove Vikings proved to be the difference in this ball game. And down to 5 seconds left, I will say before the end, that's all there is.
There is no more.
The final score in our ball game, the Vikings of Akron Fairgrove 42, the All Saints Cougars 28. Back to